Good evening, my name is Adam Wood, they call me the Zotmeister, and welcome once again to the Outer Worlds, part 4 of my playthrough on Supernova difficulty. Last session we started in on the Groundbreaker. But there's still plenty of places to go and people to see on here. Dive into that. Yeah, say it with me. Supernova. I love this total, non-game board. This was just designed by somebody in the art department that was like, how do we make something look like it's an actual game and be as confusing as possible without there being, any sense of what the rules could be? And so they took, one black die and one white die, and a bunch of Halma pawns, and, a part of a checkerboard, and it's a star like Chinese checkers, and it's got holes in the corners like carom, and just be like, yeah, go nuts, try to figure out what on earth that is. For someone like me, that's actually a rather impressive troll. This board, on the other hand, I know exactly what this is. The only trollish thing here is that there are 3 colors of stones on the board when it's a 2-player game. I have to admit, I have been very seriously considering buying one of these boards. It's one of those things that I have put off for decades, and I might just have to get one. Oh man. But anyhow, that is not what we are here to ruminate over. We're here to use the bathroom. No, I'm kidding. We are here... Oops. Take care of some missions on the Groundbreaker. So what have we got? Right. So we'll be going to Monarch decidedly later. We can speak with Lilia and Sublight about that mission, and we will do that. That's going to take us to Roseway. Dealing with that later. This will happen right here on the Groundbreaker. That we can do. As a matter of fact, I'll set that as the active mission. I'm going to turn up the volume on my monitor slightly. Hopefully it won't be so loud that we'll get an echo. Yeah, if I need to take a bathroom break, I have to put my character in a restroom. And then I have to run an ad so Twitch doesn't get mad at me. Alright, so that's going to take us to Scylla, which we could go to now, but we'll be waiting until we have at least 2 reasons to go to Scylla. I think over the course of the game we get 4. Right, bounty on Captain McRed. We'll actually have several other reasons to go and meet Captain McRed. So, we'll be stacking those together. Ah, yes, the distress signal that Gladys gave us, so that we can, actually land on Roseway and try to get some money to buy that Stellar Bay nav key, which costs a whopping 10,000 bits. Alright, well, but we're gonna deal with that later. Let's stick to the area we're visiting already for now. We got 3 party members. We definitely need to have Parvati with us for now. We can wait on Ellie. Let's stick with Vicar Max for now. Oops. Miracle on the Frontier. Deserters forced to return by heroic stranger. The Salvation of Emerald Vale. I have not seen this image before. I usually see a very different one. No, not GLaDOS, Gladys.
You see we had a conveyor pull in?
Alright, do I have any reason to hit up a vending machine? Apparently not. Nope. Nanner Spank. I just love the name of that. Could sell Ellie's old armor. Alright. Time to visit places and talk to people that I intentionally skipped last time.
Around a sweet purple berry flavored center. Suck it, chew it, you can do it.
Anyway. So here's the tavern, the Lost Hope.
Advertisement for the following story. Do you have what it takes to defend your corporate township from the dangers of alien wildlife and the unemployed? Talk to your local manager about applying for military training and...
Oh, we've seen that one. Here's another one of the game's in-game boards. Although this is pretty clearly a Pachisi board. There's no questions here. Interesting that each player has their own set of dice, though. I don't know why so many of these places let you just waltz right into their back rooms. It's like you can walk right up to the chef in his kitchen and talk to him. You'd think somebody would be like, hey, what are you doing here? But no. Not like that at all. Oh, I need more lockpick skill than that. Huh. I'll have to come back for you. My trusty cans of salt tuna. I think I do still have... Yeah, I got 9. I've got 9 cans of gourmet salt tuna fillets. And 2 tins of fish sticks. I suppose I could talk to the barkeep.
Seeking relief from the heat? Till June Lay gets those radiators fixed, I've got the next best thing. The radiators, they're fucked 10 ways to Sunday. And we're all sweating buckets wondering when the powers that be are gonna get around to fixing it.
Sounds like you might have an issue with your thermal control system.
Couldn't say. And I wouldn't be pouring drinks professionally if I could. All I know is we're cooking in our own juices here, and it's only gonna get worse.
Maybe I can do something about that.
That's not for me to say. But if you're feeling the urge toward helpfulness, you can find Chief Jun Lei in engineering.
Well, let me see what you've got for sale.
What ain't I got?
Nicotine. Ugh. Yes, I want beverages, especially if they are caffeinated. In-game, too. Ooh, Nanospank. Let's buy that. Some plain and pure water. Let's grab those. Purple berry juice. Hey! Now we're getting somewhere. Some dehydrated water. And the rest is booze. No, thank you. Alright. Bells, shells. I see what they did there.
You know that sound when you've snapped on an injector clip? That's how you know your weapon loves you back. I got a full line of weapon modifications I'd be happy to show you.
Your declaration of bullshit is duly noted, Vox Ghost. So yes, lots of weapons here, lots of firearms. Hunting rifle like the one I had to sell off. And its more, shall we say, modern equivalent, the Deadeye Assault Rifle. Which actually starts at level 11. Compared to a hunting rifle of the same level, it's less damage per bullet, but its rate of fire is decidedly higher. It's like if you look at the DPS of the gun and its damage per bullet here for the hunting rifle, it's like you get to fire one shot every, what is it, like 0.8 seconds? No, excuse me, 1.2 seconds. That's how math works. Like 1.25. And here, yeah, math is really easy. This fires every half second. Shoots a lot faster. There's also a mod already pre-built into it. Post-armor damage increased by a healthy percentage there. Hammersmith originally tried to sell this gun with the slogan Sniper's Choice, but they were sued by a company that they are legally not allowed to identify. Oh, man. I do want one of those. It's just a question of... That was weird. It's just a question of whether, I want to buy it here. It's something I can afford. Let me check my, I'm only carrying 2 guns right now. Light machine gun and a plasma rifle. And I did fix my weight limit problem there. Yeah, let's go ahead and buy that. Yeah, it's just like the one on the table right in front of you.
Ooh, someone has got to talk with Chief Tennyson about the thermostat around here. Whew, ain't gonna be me. So, you buying?
Yep, I'm buying. Alright, so let's see. That's shock, that's plasma. Where's there... Oh, there's a workbench somewhere in engineering, I know that much. Alright, we'll poke around down in there in a moment. Won't head that way just yet. We've already been in there.
Have you seen this man? Reward offered for information leading to the capture of noted terrorist Phineas Wells. Report any sightings to your local board embassy.
Hearty greeting, potential customer. Welcome to Auntie's Kitchen, a home-style consumable protein dispensary. May this unit dispense proteins for your ingestion.
I do not like the way that robot
Beginning
phrases that one
dispensing
bit.
sequence. Please unblock all relevant facial protein ingestion tubes.
No, no thank you. Aren't you done with that cigarette yet? I'll try again later, maybe. If I remember to. Ike's Armory.
You look like someone who's taken their share of cuts and bruises. Need some armor? Maybe it's a bit secondhand, but that's only a testament to its durability. We also have a line of specialized melee weapons. For those times you have to repel boarders but don't want to risk a bullet through the hull.
Yeah, melee weapons. I've never had much use for them. They are up there. All sorts of outfitting gear here. Kind of all set in these departments, frankly. Saw a little corner there. Spratwurst.
If you're hungry, you've come to the right place. I've got a fresh ground batch of spratwurst cooking. They're terra-fried to lock in the juices. How about a grinder's dozen? Fresh from the grinder, any hour.
There it is. Terra-fried spratwurst. The cheapest meat you can buy. Farm-raised sprat, deboned and finely ground and fried in hot oil. Uses the finest herbs and spices. Try it with double mustard. Yeah. I'll pass. There'll be plenty of meat available to me, I know. Actually, you know what? I changed my mind. Yeah, we're not gonna think about that. At least we know the meat is fresh. Alright, so here's sublight salvage and shipping.
Fucking pirates, right?
Oh, neat! They got stuff in here.
Kind of bare bones inside here.
This should prove interesting, to say the least.
Keep it dark. Calm, and there's a terminal we can use. From Hagen L to company all subject. Don't run. We lost another contractor to a UDL gunship. This is your daily reminder that legitimate businesses don't run from the authorities. And that is what we are. Stay calm. Present your papers. If you get tangled up in the courts, I will personally bail you out. Anyone seen Hawthorne lately? I could use some reliable help. Oh dear, oh dear. Unlike most of you sprats, Catherine is bringing Sublight a consistent income. From today until I say so, you're to treat her as an extension of my desk. Speaking of which, Tobias, order an extension for my desk. LH. Fallbrook's shipment. Purpleberry liqueur? Lots. Spectrum vodka? Even more than that. Erotica? Generic. The locals aren't picky. Erotica? Exotic. Except for the ones who are. Space Cake Surprise. I don't know what this is, but it was on last month's order list, so either track some down or do your best in the kitchen. Black Hole Holcomb signed Tossball poster. P.S. Tobias, where are we with that desk extension? Hey, it's Rain. Good to see you. It has been a while, to be sure. This week in salvage. My scanner says the Mardets impounded a freelancer ship after the captain misbehaved. The crew dropped so many bits at Vera's place that they can't afford to lift the impound. Whoever gets me salvage rights gets to sit quietly in my office and watch a professional work. One of ours had an altercation with one of theirs, lost another contractor. Scrapped the ship, dedicated a tenth of the salvage to funeral expenses. I take care of my people. A little sprat told me that a crate of spoiled sister pork ended up at the bottom of a Monarch Canyon. Let's see how much we can sell. Speaking of which, no one eat at Auntie Cleo's stall until I say so. Something in the kitchen's gone bad. Well, good thing we didn't buy anything there. Stream started like 4:30. Oh, man. My sympathies. The next time one of us finds an abandoned ship and decommissions it, they had better dispatch a ground team to the debris field before the marauders have their turn. Just because we're salvagers doesn't mean we have to be scavengers. Yes, Lilia Hagen is an interesting individual. We're about to meet her. Let's cure that hunger pang before we actually have a conversation, shall we? Let's have that bunch of nanners. Get our potassium for the day.
Welcome to Sublight Salvage and Shipping, a legitimate business for legitimate consumers. You the one flying the unreliable?
How'd you know?
Money. We got it. The Steve Doors want it. I'll take that as a yes. Miss Lily has been expecting you. I'll unlock the door.
Wow.
So you're the new captain in town. I was hoping you'd make your way to my office. Saves me the work of hunting you down. Lilia Hagen, CEO and Executive Director of Aggressive Operations. I'm guessing you already know about Sublight, otherwise you wouldn't have come.
I saw your job opening on one of the public terminals.
At least one system on Groundbreaker still works. It's nice to see the Unreliable again. Useful ship. Hawthorne was my contractor. I'd recognize that leaky boat of his anywhere.
Don't let Ada hear you calling her ship names.
Is Ada still at the helm? I don't know how many times I told Hawthorne to restore that smartass to factory settings. I have a salvage job for someone light on corporate ties with a reliable set of wings. But there's a catch.
Just like in the serials.
If you have a nav key to Stellar Bay, the job's yours. Interested?
Yes, but we don't have the key yet.
I like that initiative, but ease back on the throttle. Gladys at the Rest and Go might have what you need. If there's anything else, be quick about it. Time is bits.
That's about it for now.
Be seeing you. Make sure you aren't followed on your way out.
Sheesh. Here's another door I've never been on the other side of. This one, on the other hand, we can totally step out of. That just circles around. But the reason we would come out here... no, it's a different area. There's actually a way of getting onto the central island here, and there's actually something to be done there. But yeah, this isn't how you access it. I think I remember where it is. Alright, we will hook back up with her again.
C&P chicken and potatoes.
Might get the opportunity.
We know our C&P.
I've already done everything we need to do in the medical bay, although we can combine that later after a little bit and do some shopping.
We'll talk later. Got a bit of a sore throat from all that fake coughing.
Oh. And, alright, Mr. Callahan, let's have a chat.
Sorry about the heat. Chief Tennyson will get the radiators fixed soon. Of course, this heat sure makes a zero-G brew extra refreshing. It's an ale that's good for what ails you. Oh, and it's not the best choice, it's Spacer's choice. Taste the freedom. A lot of slogans to keep track of. Sometimes I forget.
I love how this guy sounds like Patrick Warburton bored out of his fucking mind. I can't listen to this guy's voice and not think that, and it's just like perfect. Fair warning, you're still logged in on one of the public terminals.
Shit. Oh, shit. No, I mean, excellent. Yeah, that was intentional. As the face of Spacer's Choice, it's my honor to be a public figure. Who needs privacy when you have job security?
This poor bastard. Clearly perfectly intentional. I don't know why I just made a hand gesture. I'm not on camera. I've got to ask you about that.
I'm bound to satisfy headgear-related inquiries. Please send any complaints to our Consumer Care Headwear Division.
You doing all right in there?
Oh, I'm having a stellar day. And not just because I'm legally obligated to say so. Almost as stellar as a Spacer's Choice is affordable.
Can you see in there?
I can see all of the top quality merchandise in the Spacer's Choice catalog, which is available here at a reasonable price.
Oh, man. I can only picture that, Rain. I can only picture. How do you brush your teeth?
Spacer's Choice regrets that we don't sell toothpaste at this time, but we're always working on delivering exciting new products to our customers. Sprat Wash, Mouthwash, and Mantafloss are among the exciting line of dental goods currently in development.
Do you miss eating solid food?
Don't miss out on these deals. You'll find none like them on all of Groundbreaker, or anywhere in the Halcyon Colony.
I love how you can just keep taunting this guy over and over. Do you have to sleep with that on?
Trouble sleeping? Try our Lunar Eclipse mix. That's 2 handfuls of pep pills washed down with a hearty swig of 2-hour energy brew. The blast will send you through the stratosphere, and the crash will knock you out cold, guaranteed.
Spacer's Choice make you wear that?
Add an additional 10% to your purchase today, and the proceeds will be donated to Spacer Cares, our premier corporate welfare program. At Spacer's Choice, we care about your health and emotional well-being. That's why we put Martin through 6 years of vendor school, only to make him wear this hat.
Do you need me to help get you out of there?
Even if my contract didn't forbid it, I think it's part of me now. Now, are you ready to make Spacer's Choice Lunar Green Moonmouth lozenges a part of you? Lunar Green, the future is spearmint.
This poor guy is so long gone. I'm addressing the man beneath the mask. Are you okay? Enough hat talk, let's see what you're saying.
Have a look.
This poor bastard. Yeah. All sorts of amenities. Oh look, a whole supply of Moonman helmets. You asked for it, you got it. A genuine Spacer's Choice Moonman helmet, based on the most popular mascot in SC's marketing history. Enjoy. Well, I say enjoy. I keep referencing that, and I don't think anybody gets it. Anyway. Yeah, this is for you, Box Ghost. I'll buy a couple more cans of salt tuna. Can't argue with the price. He's right, it's definitely cheaper here than anywhere else. Oops, did I just buy something I didn't mean to? Also, why is the frame rate suddenly shit? Oh, it doesn't look like I did. Alright. Steel defective Moonman helmet. I see you there.
Keep quiet.
It's another Rest and Go key card. Ooh, another Nightingale step. Oh, huh. Hi. Don't mind me.
This is how we interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the fall.
In the room.
Tossball finals is scheduled to.
So which one is it? This one. Grenade launcher. That was a good chunk of loot there. There's still one more, though. We may or may not find its card. I don't remember off the top of my head where it might be. 100 pennies for Courtier. Having trouble with frame rate? Just buy more frames! Spacer's Choice frames, now available in cyan, magenta, and polka dot. Oh, man. I am suitably impressed. Alright, and, yeah. I think we've put it off long enough. Time to go to engineering.
Have you seen this man? Reward offered for information.
To get the polka dot, you have to play the Japanese version. It's like a 1 in 5 chance. Shoutouts to BBH.
Are those XF411s? And an old Yakita 37? You think they'd let me peek at the power plant?
Thought there'd be more machinery. Must be housed on a sub-level.
I could spend all day in here and not have looked at half the best stuff. It's all pretty worn, though.
Well, to answer your question, Vicar, there's an elevator right there behind you. The modern steel wrench and you. Let's not steal that. Although we totally could. I'm just gonna use your terminal right behind you. Radiator temp, plumbing overflow, life support, crew morale, scheduled landings, checklist maintenance, brush teeth. You can do this, Junlei. Her daily checklist. Yeah, I knew you'd get the reference, Rain. Back bays. More complaints about the state of the bay. I already told the Mardettes they're free to flush out McRed and his outlaws. They're so nutted up seeking warrants and paper justifications that they want someone else to solve all their problems off the record. Sorry, boys, not my job. Promenade status. Morale has dipped 18% since Martin Callahan showed up. It's that damn mask. Found another listening device in my office. Thing was the size of a toss ball with a cord leading all the way back to sublight. Subtle as always, Lilia. Could have sworn the automechanical chef arrived with the company tech. No record of the guy leaving the station. We'll have to look into it. Sprat infestation at the Rest and Go is getting out of hand. Ethel better not be ranching those critters again, or I swear by law I'll airlock her stall. From Udom, Bedford. Subject, my dear lady. The implications of your accusations cause my breath to hitch in my throat. I am certain that we can arrive at an agreeable understanding. For what is a board liaison if not a facilitator of handshakes between great powers, much like the board and yourself? When you do decide to return to the negotiations table, consider once again the embassy expansion plans I laid out. Gestures of good faith do not go unpaid. Udom Bedford, certified liaison. Subject, obstructionist. The board this is Junlei talking. The board rejected my request for new radiator parts. Again. Even after I greased their wheels with some targeted donations. Funny thing, when I used my admin privileges to survey the outgoing comms, I noticed some activity from your office. You chose your words carefully, but I plucked a juicy phrase from the transcript. Let the frog boil a while longer. And now I have no radiator parts. You're playing with our lives. Did they install you on my ship just to get under my skin? Or are you pulling this shit for fun? Well, that's interesting. Ms. Tennyson, I presume?
Junlei Tennyson. I'm captain around here, but chief to my friends. Hope you don't mind the formal introduction. Groundbreaker doesn't see many visitors.
Prudence. Nice place you got here, Chief.
No, it isn't. It's a mess. But it's my mess, so I'll take the compliment. Just so we understand each other, I'm the final word on the ship. The Mardits, the crew, the engineers, their family. I hope there won't be any problems while you're visiting.
I'll try not to start any fights, but I might have to end some.
Ain't that always the way?
Yep.
So what brings you to Groundbreaker? I'm curious, even though 9 times out of 10 the answer's just passing through.
Just passing through.
Statistics don't lie. We see a lot of the same faces coming and going. Most of them board spies and corporate sprats. Makes it hard to trust outsiders. You seem different, so welcome aboard.
Parvati, you wanted to talk to Junlei? Go ahead.
What? I didn't think you just...
Parvati, is it? That's a lovely name. What can I do for you?
I was just thinking, I haven't got much experience working with actual, real spaceships, Miss Junlei. Chief Junlei.
Junlei is fine.
Nudge, nudge.
Okay. Since you run a whole space station, I was wondering if, well, maybe you could teach me some things. I could message you later, maybe?
I'd be happy to make the time, Parvati. You can ask me anything.
Wow, great. I'll do that then. Messages. Later. Oh, your name's pretty too. I should have said sorry. I like it. Honest. Sorry.
Nice job, Parvati.
Couldn't have done it without your moral support, Captain.
Now, if there's nothing else, there are other parts of the ship begging for my attention.
About that, I hear you're having a heat problem. What's going on?
Groundbreaker's radiators need replacement parts. They're dumping superheated air into my ship.
Why haven't you fixed them yet?
Only the board has access to new parts, and I won't let them swindle me into a corner.
Surely the board doesn't want Groundbreaker to roast.
They want us to sweat, thinking that'll soften me up for a bad faith deal. If you'll excuse me, they can go fuck themselves. The board isn't helping, and my resources are spread thin. If I don't get those radiators back online, Groundbreaker, everyone on board, will be cooked alive.
You need a contractor to work this out. I'm available for a reasonable rate.
Reasonable, huh? That's the best news I've heard all day. According to my grandmother's old schematics, the parts we need should be in the back bays.
Oh, really? But there's a catch, right?
The back bays are on a lower deck, long abandoned and a haven for miscreants now.
I'll get you those parts in the back bays.
Good. Once you've obtained the parts, we can proceed to the next phase of repairs. The ship's groaning something fierce, but I can make time for you.
Is there something else, let's just ask her about the board.
You're right, I don't. The board is after two things, bits and power, and they only get it by sticking their nose where it doesn't belong.
You must not like Udom Bedford very much.
I like to think of myself as a nice person, but if that gaudy embassy of his was on fire, I might hold my breath a moment before activating the sprinkler system. The board wants control over Groundbreaker, and leeches like Udom Bedford will do anything to please their corporate masters.
How do you keep the board at a safe distance?
I placate them when I have something to offer, but I can also be a real hard-ass. It'd be a joy if I could kick out the corporate merchants and reclaim the docking fees in my lifetime. Too much of Groundbreaker's income is flowing in the wrong direction. I'd like to see that change.
I would too.
You've got my attention.
What's it like being in command around here?
Frustrating. Everything down to the circuit boards is past warranty, so I have the pleasure of making life or death decisions on a shoestring budget. Plus, there's no time to train my successor or document fixes in a way that anyone outside the family would understand.
Oof. Parvati here could always help you shoulder the burden.
Oh, gosh. I don't know. I'm really just a dab hand with a wrench. Nothing special. Not like a chief engineer.
Don't sell yourself short. It doesn't take a seasoned pro to tinker on Groundbreaker. Just someone who knows how a ship ought to feel. We're always thirsting for help. If you could find your way around this labyrinth of ducts and panels, we could work something out. You've got my attention.
That's gonna be it for now.
This is Halcyon News.
Now, if memory serves... Right.
Good law, the heat in here is so unbearable I can hardly even concentrate. Junlei better hurry up with those damn repairs already.
There might not be an actual mission for it, but you might remember one of the terminal messages saying something about, someone sent to fix a bathroom? so there's room for another mod on here. Can increase its magazine capacity at least. Seems to be the only thing I can give it, though. I've already got plasma and shock covered, so let's go ahead and install that. This two-handed melee. So this is Vickers. Hold on, what are they even armed with right now? Right, so Parvati's one. Okay, that's right. We can't do anything with that. Okay. One-handed melee and a handgun for Parvati, and Max is two-handed melee or long gun. Okay.
This has been Halcyon News.
Let me see if we can give this a mod. Put plasma on it, or yeah, let's buff its power attacks. There we go. We got some slots in the armor here. Electrocharged surface. I'm going to hold on to that. I want to use that myself, but on a better suit of armor that I know is coming later. Opening those would be theft. There are plenty of people watching. Alright, so time to start digging around the depths. So this is the official way into the back bays. We've got the elevator there. But before I avail myself of that, a couple other places I want to look first. Use the waste disposal. If we head on up here, yeah, sort of a back lot here. Yoink. Right, so here's a window overlooking. That's a neat view. A bit of the promenade here, across from the medical bay. We can totally step out onto this. Follow it to the center. There it is, as advertised. Doesn't even count as stealing to grab the loot on that one. Pretty sure there's nothing else up here, though. Yeah, as a matter of fact, you just lock up here. It doesn't let you try to circle around. Really, you two? Okay. Loot as advertised. That's how we came in here, although there were extra doors there.
I'm locked in here. Can you get me out?
Thank you, stranger. Shit.
Ain't that a relief? You have no idea how good the air on Groundbreaker smells until you've been trapped in a tiny bathroom with an overflowing toilet. Thanks again, friend.
What happened?
What usually happens on this partially pressurized rust bucket? Something broke. Well, actually 2 things broke. First, the damn toilet overflowed. When I came to clean that up, the damn door decided to close and lock on me.
How long were you in there?
Time stood still. I was aware of nothing but the smell. Ugh, could have been days. Ah, shit. That means I haven't clocked out in days. Song is gonna have my ass for wage theft.
Look out there. He's been through enough. I'm not gonna try to get extra cash out of him. This door is actually barred. Can't go through that from this side. So this is an interesting chunk of space. We've actually got some creatures in here.
Understood. I'll keep my head down.
Curiously, this thing only sees you if you're crouched. If you're standing up, it doesn't know you're here. I don't know why that is. Oh, wait. Okay. Well, here's what's gonna happen. I'm shooting this barrel. Then we're gonna send in Parvati with her special.
May the law have mercy on you. I won't.
And Max can finish it off. Oh, are we still not done? Wonderful. This poor guy. Yep, there's something there. Then we have this little route here. But as you can see, it kind of doesn't go anywhere. Although it totally seems like it ought to have. That is there specifically so that you can stealth past all of these critters. Note the cover here. And then you can sneak into this room. So it's not useless in general. Maintenance work order. Vera says the Lost Hope's plumbing is acting up again. Take a gander at the usual spot. While you're there, someone locked their key behind a door. It's the locked one. Once you're ready for a challenge, come back and we'll discuss the radiators for the 100th time. Oh, is there a, where was that bathroom again? Is there an item in here? I don't think there is, but oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah. Probably on our shoes. Our character model doesn't have feet. Right, so where's that other door? Here we are. Here's that barred door from before. So we've done and linked those up. And this goes down. Oh, look at this. We are in a warehouse. Funny that we were on the other side of this door earlier. Hey, what do you know? There's the key card for it. Tactical shotgun. Hey, Vicar. Come here a moment. That's level 10. That's level 8. I don't think we're going to be, that's 8 pellets and this is 12, yeah. More damage per bullet means more gets past armor. Oh well. But I actually want to go back where we were. We are a very noble and helpful lot. We are just a little grabby. A little, yeah, sticky-fingered, yeah. Just slightly kleptomaniacal.
I was wondering what they do with their waste. I guess they just chuck it down here. Where's it all go?
Into an incinerator, I would hope.
Seems like a fine way to die, but... Alright, let's check it out.
Oh, relax, Vicar. I'm just grabbing what's in here. Crumpled instructions. Frankie got a lead on some local salvage. One of Groundbreaker's old hangars was bricked over until someone found it by poking around the stevedores' quarters. Lilia gave us the go-ahead to plant her flag once we clear out the new arrivals. I'm sending you to scout. Look for a loose panel. You got to climb on top of their bunks and head toward the back wall. Except there it is. I told you about that route before, and here's your key that it's a thing. Lilia says we should watch our backs. She thinks we're being tailed. In other words, typical Lilia. Hey, MLG. Okay, we were up there. Ooh. This one's a little rough.
Oh, you got that?
Gotta duck down. Oh, we have rabid sprats.
Here they come.
Roasted sprat, anybody? Tartar sauce. My why it's dark around here. Doesn't seem to be anything. Yeah, this is just a corner. Okay, so we seem to be in another back lot. It's like all ammunition. One heavy machine gun. Kind of interesting how all of these
You're an artist, Captain.
all of these shops at the promenade.
How'd you get back there?
Funny how all the promenade shops have like secret ways into their back rooms. Yeah, we're just gonna, yeah, we're just gonna leave. Hopefully she didn't get a good look at us. Alright, so that was fun.
Have you seen this man? Reward offered for information leading to the capture of noted terrorist Phineas Wells.
I'm trying to remember if there's, I think if you free the guy from the bathroom, I think he shows up in here somewhere.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the
Where the hell have you been, Private? You've missed 3 shifts without notice. You should clear out. Engineering's a dangerous place to wander until we get those radiators fixed.
Yeah, here he is.
Suppose it's time to reevaluate my career goals.
product line to be selected to the refined customer. Scheduled scarcity is a precursor.
Have you seen this man?
Is there anything on one of the private, is there anything on one of the public terminals about, I guess not. Unless... Nah, I guess not. Oops. He's still signed in.
Can be microwaved in 2.5 seconds.
Okay.
Worst pocket.
So... before I check that backlot area that was mentioned in the messages, I actually do want to go ahead with this. So before I actually head into the backlot on the Groundbreaker, I can enable a mission to go back there, so we can get extra experience out of it. Yeah. Pure and plain water, 99.9% water. Oh, look at that! It's Captain McRed.
Hey, McRed, were you expecting any company?
A neighbor from above approaches our realm. Back away now, or you'll parley with the king.
Alright, well, right now we are hungry, thirsty, and tired to varying degrees, so let's fix all of those with a caffeine drink and some Terra-fried bratwurst, sure. Alright, Captain McRed. I mean, we could have a chat, but there's a bounty on you anyway. Let's just melt your face.
Never anger a man of the claw.
Parvati! Get out of there. Are you fucking kidding me? She was right there. Are you fucking kidding me? Come on. Yeah, I agree with that declaration of bullshit, Courtier. I completely agree. So does MLG, yeah, apparently. I'm sure it auto-saved as soon as I came down here. I'll make that as soon as I was about to. Okay. Okay. Defective Moonman helmet. No problems. This has, like, no... It's like pathetic little armor, but it gives you +1 temperament. As in, like, here. Like, a full character stat. Like, a full attribute. So there's actually a lot to be said for that. Okay, so let us have a sugary drink as well as the caffeine drink. Some meat, some carbs, and you know what might be a good investment? A sniper item. Along with hardened. And, leader. I think you guys are set to defensive. Which is actually fine, just as long as I can tell them to back off, but then, yeah, they kind of stop attacking, even if somebody runs right back up to them. Alright, so let's actually...
Hey, McRed, were you expecting any company?
Here goes nothing.
Best choice to take out that drone.
Sometimes violence is the only way.
Oh!
Heading back.
Really? Grab the gifts. Oh yeah, let's level up. I definitely need to improve my lockpick. We have definitely shown that. Maybe a little extra leadership wouldn't hurt either. 4 points looks to be an awkward amount to assign under the circumstances. I suppose we could bring sneak up to a nice round 50. Oh man. Let's throw it in here. Alright, perks. We have a second tier of perks available. Movement penalty to accuracy significantly reduced. Tactical time dilation meter restored on a kill. Boosted science weapon damage. Yeah, about that. We'll be looking into that a little bit more. Move faster during TTD. Bonus to extra headshot and weak spot damage. I like that idea. During TTD. Increased highlight ranges. Vendors buy loot for more. That I really like. Snake oil salesman. Quiet weapon. This is one of the new ones. Quiet weapons deal more damage. A weapon is considered quiet if its noise range is 2.5 meters or less. Even if I put a silencer on a sniper, it's not gonna fit inside that range. Chance to reset a companion ability cooldown on each critical hit. Chance to reset a companion ability cooldown when using the other companion's ability. That one's neat. Just straight up reduce their cooldowns for each kill. Gain health when you kill an enemy. Consumables weigh half as much as they normally do. I really, really like that one for obvious reasons. Each companion lets you carry extra. Bonus to your dialogue skills, but only when you're alone. I don't like that one, obviously. And then here's the other new one. While having no companions in the party, but still having some back on the ship, gain a bonus to all skills. Double the bonus if no companions have been recruited. Another lone wolf option there. But one that you can actually use in part if you're traveling on your own, but still have companions in general. Yeah, there's lots of great options here, but given what I'm seeing here and what just happened in that fight, I think I want bonus damage on my headshots. I think that's going to be my best investment there. Also, yeah, we get perks for our party members as well. Increase engineering skill while Parvati is in the party. Increased chance of extracting mods in the field. I like that. But I think we're going to give her some more armor rating. And Max, let's see, we gave you the hack, which is your other unique one here. Increase the duration of your dialogue combat effects while Max is in the... I don't really care about those. Increased damage. Let's give him more armor rating as well. Okay. Where's Mechred? Dead engineer right by him. There's Mechred, and there's his lighter. Spacer's Choice lighter engraved with the name Sanita. This lighter is proof that you have dealt with Captain Gunnar Mechred and can claim his bounty from Commandant Sanita of the security forces. Here's his weapon, Montag. Finally, a lock-on flamethrower. And it burns at almost 506 Kelvin. Brandon Rosser tossball card.
Even the proverbial unwashed masses would turn their noses up at this place. We'll cut them off.
Right, so there's actually a bit of navigation to be done back here. This is not a small area, despite the fact that we just kind of... That's marked as stealing. You actually can try to have a friendly conversation with Mechred, and he can actually give you free reign to rock around in here, but I had the bounty. What the hell?
All that when a mercy.
That's what I want to see. One hit kills. Go on. I'm just going to handle the bottom floor first before I head up the ladder. Just to make sure I don't miss anything. And yeah, we do have a... once again, a stealth option for those who want to try to sneak past Mechred and everything. Can head in there. Because they designed this game with that in mind. It is possible to do a complete pacifist run.
It's so cozy.
Don't mind if I do. I'm over encumbered. That didn't take me long. Anything I can break down. These are all relatively light. This is oddly weightless. Heavy weapons. I do want to hold on to that, actually, for somebody else. Here we go. Here's a generic grenade launcher I can break down. Oh man, I paid good money for one. just a moment ago. Break that down. Oh, nice. Got an extendo sight out of breaking down an axe. Funny. Heavy machine gun. Light machine gun. Yes, it's big. Yes, it's heavy. Yes, it eats ammo faster than a sprat eats spilled tobaccorn. Wait, what was the question? Yeah, I think I'll be sticking to the one that uses light ammo. After all, I need heavy ammo for the assault rifle. So just break that down. Tree saber. Probably broken down enough, but that grenade launcher is pristine. I'd rather sell it. Alright. As we are mobile again. Check the map for the... Alright. Seems simple enough. But yeah, now we've got the other floor to check out. 2 parts, no less.
What was that? Something going on over there? Trouble incoming.
Oh, this ain't good.
May the law have mercy on you. I won't.
Was the one on the ground not dead yet? Oh shit, what's happening?
Everyone all right?
Mechanical. Came to life. Somehow. Whew. Oh look, it's an engineer they kidnapped.
Hey, I saw that. What do you think you're doing?
What? You think I'm stealing from... Whatever I want.
Just keep your fingers to your own self, okay? Haven't seen any new faces down here since I arrived. Not sure how long ago that was. McRed tends to incinerate anyone who comes by.
Well, McGred's dead.
That's too bad. I mean, he was a scary fucker, total pyromaniac, but you know how it is. You meet a guy, get used to his quirks, and then blam.
What brings you to the back bays?
Junlei sent me down to collect the parts we need to fix the radiators. McRed got me all distracted sucking fumes and talking about the cosmos.
Youth these days have no principles.
I can't tell if you brought friends or if I'm still seeing things, so maybe I ought to lay off the fumes and head back to work.
You're probably better off up in engineering than down here at the Outlaws. I'll say this.
I'll get back to my post. See you topside, stranger.
Good work, Parvati. Good work.
Well done.
Exactly. Box Ghost, exactly. I don't know what the hell she was arguing about there. Dee Dee! Certainly don't want all this to go to waste, that's for damn certain. The Funny thing is I think my reputation with the Groundbreaker just got reduced because of that. 1% negative. Well, I suppose under the circumstances that is deserved, just not for that particular instance. I mean, I did just rob the storage facilities of 2 of the shops on the promenade. I mean, it's not my fault that this place is designed in such a way that you can access them detouring through the waste disposal. Alright, well, with that done, now we can head up. There's a ladder and a door for this one for some reason. I mean, like, I might as well hack the door anyway. It doesn't cost me anything. I get some experience for it. But clearly not necessary. Well, that's what we came here for.
Fantastic, we've got them. Now we can move on to cleaner pastures.
And, oh.
Quietly now.
Oh, whoops. Shit. Oh well, fine. We'll just do it that way. I don't know why I snuck back out of there. Yeah, I think that was everything. Although there is this, right. Oops. So not only is that like an extra bit of loot and stuff, but it's also an area you can do some extra sneaking in with for whatever preposition you like. We're still not alone down in here. Outlaw squad leader, now we're talking. Has nightmares of being killed by a dashing space captain. Funny that.
Here we go.
What was that?
Here they come!
Here's a little trick I learned in prison.
Oh, we got a combat drone? Oh dear. So that happened. Walk apples. Okay, Assault rifle. Junior Mycologist's log. When I settled on Groundbreaker, I thought this would be my gateway to the stars, the beginning of my epic tale as a spacer. Now I grow shrooms for a bunch of outlaws. Not even for selling. They just eat the damn things by the handful. Some of the crew have been tripping for weeks. Suppose it could be worse. Heard of a sublight contractor who got dissolved in chemicals and flushed down waste treatment for stealing from Lilia. Now McRed, he's always happy to see me. Calls me his fungus lad. Update, McRed just set a man on fire for having his laces undone. Shit. Maybe I need to be more careful about what I'm growing. I ought to find something that calms him down. Time to experiment. That guy was an outlaw MLG. I was going to simply pick his pockets and leave, but nope. Alright, we are done down here. Pretty sure I've looted... Oh, nope. I missed a couple outlaws. Okay. I think we are otherwise good here. I kid. I'm a kidder. Alright, well, are we hungry again? It's that damn food addiction you made me take. Fast ration pills. Yeah, here's the one that was trapped down in there, I think.
If you're here about the loose, when I started this job, you can go days without a maintenance.
Oh,
Now it's just hours.
maybe not.
When you were hungry, who gave you a needle full of love? Auntie Cleo, that's who. Have you given your auntie a hug today?
There she is.
Be seeing you, stranger.
Your mandated duty as a good citizen of Halcyon.
You've returned, and in one piece. Color me impressed.
So I got the parts for the radiators, what now?
Good work. I'll take those. I need you to head through the large door at the far end of engineering. Take the elevator down into the machinery shaft. There's a terminal in the back. Activate it when I call over the ship's PA. And bring weapons. There's a slight mantipillar infestation.
Define slight.
More than a few. Less than a hive. Nothing you can't handle. We were salvaging parts from a ship. Turned out there were eggs inside. They got into the radiators, and here we are.
I'll make my way down there.
Don't worry, Miss Junlei. We'll be super gentle with the ship. You don't got a thing to worry about. I mean, aside from fires and such.
I'm genuinely heartened to hear that. Thank you.
But before we do that, we do have one other little bit of business here. Yeah, I was thinking Octarine.
C&P chicken and potatoes. At C&P, we know our
Emoji slot, MLG. I'm an affiliate, not a partner. You want another emote slot? What you've got to do is tell your friends, because I need an average live viewers that's like yeah, 8. More than a little over 8 times what I have right now. Cleo Freighter hauling Tobacorn, dues paid. Rizzo Freighter hauling Purpleberry everything, dues paid. Freelancer possibly sublight, dues paid. Freelancer definitely sublight, dues waived. Unreliable, business unknown, impounded. Hawthorne ship but no Hawthorne. Wonder what happened there. Departures, Freelancer, sublight. Freelancer, none. Deadbeat at the Rest and Go insisted once again that he's part of the crew, but they acted like they didn't know him. Spacer's Choice Freighter delivered Callahan's new mask. From dissatisfied user 70 to security, these conditions aren't fit for cysty pigs. You honestly expect me to share a berth with some junker flown by a freelancer? I am a company man and I demand company accommodations! Auntie Cleo would give you such a withering glare if she saw you treated her 2-time employee of the month. Yes, that is me. You signed a social contract and you gave me clearance to land. I asked for what is mine by right. Room to breathe, a heated berth so I can walk around barefoot, and service with a smile. You've given me 1 out of 3. I'll give you until I hit send to rectify this error. This is a joke, right? I'm forwarding this around the station and no one thinks you're real. And if you are, welcome to Groundbreaker, asshole. Hey, I landed like 15 minutes ago and this crazy guy with no shoes on has been throwing shit at my rig. Like, actual shit. Can I open fire or what? Don't bother, we're on our way. Yeah, you.
How goes the hunt? I've been ruminating on it, and I decided, if you ain't killed McRed yet, I want you to hurt him a little before you do. Nothing excessive, mind you, but the scoundrel deserves a light beating at least before he kicks off.
Sorry to disappoint, I only kill humanely. Here's his lighter.
A shame, but I won't hold it against you. The lighter's enough to file for the insurance payment. Long as his fees are cleared, I'll call it justice served. Here's the bounty payout. Nice work down there. With any luck, we can hire more sharp-eyed bounty hunters like you in the future.
Alright. Hey, Jag, good to see you.
Do I look like your gossipy best friend? While I'm on post, I take my duties real serious. I would have no qualms whatsoever escorting you to a cell. Understand?
Well, sheesh. Alright, just trying to make conversation.
I'm not here for a chat. Now get moving before I see you moved.
Well. How ungrateful. Well, we got a big chunk of experience, that's what matters.
Purpleberry fudge. A soft, sour candy shell around a sweet purpleberry flavored
This is Halcyon News.
Here we go. Yeah, this wasn't an option before. straight up sealed.
The controls are in the back of the machinery shaft area. Keep clear of the radiators. You don't need to kill the mantis, but I'd be mighty grateful if you did. I've got this thing about giant insects.
To HHB Earth HQ, transmitted via probe archived at source. It is my honor to report that Groundbreaker has successfully arrived at the Lagrange point, having released our cargo of prefab housing, settlers, and supplies at their intended colony worlds. May they prosper and expand. Now that stages 1 and 2 of the mission have been carried out, my family will take ownership of the Groundbreaker as specified in our contract, keeping the ship in active duty as an independent trading post, repair stop, and cargo bay. I'd be remiss if I closed this transmission without sending my hopes and best wishes back to Earth. There's so much ahead of us, but we'll never forget what we left behind. Chief Gi Ying. Some very rich and savory... excuse me. Let's try that again. Some very rich and unsavory elements among our colonial neighbors seem to have the wrong idea about why I flew us out here. It wasn't for a 9-figure blood money salary and a Spacer's Choice logo stamped on my ass. It wasn't to nickel and dime passing ships out of their last bit. Groundbreaker has no role in the success or failure of Halcyon's corporate entities. Period. I negotiated that understanding and clearly outlined it in writing before I ever set foot on this ship. If anyone wants to dispute or compromise our independence, they will answer to a Tennyson. We are a family operation. Even when the last Tennyson falls, Groundbreaker will remember us and defend its freedom accordingly. Manta pillars, huh?
We can handle this.
Here I go!
That'll work.
Nice work. There's one up there, we can see it, but not well enough. There we go.
Well done. We're still alive.
Okay, gone quiet.
Okay. Huh? Huh. My word, this game's got a lot of ugly creatures.
Good news? Song tells me the security mechanicals booted up and killed a bunch of mantis. Bad news. Diagnostic says their circuit boards are fused from the heat, so they're not too picky about who they kill next. Sneak fast if you can. Shoot back if you need to. I can always fix them later.
Glorious. This is some interesting bit of meta thinking there, Vox Ghost. That way is barred. Be a way out once we circle around. That didn't take long. Yeah, no.
By the law, we are unstoppable.
Besides, loot. Anything in there or no? Okay. Saw the blue glow. I was like, is there an item over there? But no.
Unexpected. Investigate.
Ah, shit. Parvati, slam this thing with your hammer, would you? Nice work.
Be right there.
Hey Parvati, how about you not immediately climb down a ladder and start more shit? What the fuck, girl? This is Supernova. We got permadeath on. You can't be doing that shit around here. Besides, this angle's a lot safer. In fact, oops. We don't even have to take the ladder. We can grab that ammo up on this shelf while we're at it. There's the terminal we need. And there's the previously barred door. We have unbarred it. And there's the ladder that Parvati climbed down and nearly got herself killed through.
I have the parts in position on my side. Go ahead and cycle the droplet pumps. And if you don't know what that means, just look for a command that says, cycle droplet pumps.
Lithium droplet radiator array. Fluid circulation pump terminal. Warning, lithium fluid pressure at 23%. Solid state radiators at 102% capacity. PCM heat sinks, excuse me, at 98% capacity. Ambient station temperature plus 8 degrees Celsius. Machinery shaft temperature plus 29 degrees Celsius. The staff is getting restless. Workaround and half-cocked solutions are all we've got to mend Groundbreaker's bones. In many cases, we can't revive one system without cannibalizing another. Grandma lived with that reality, and so will I. I can rally our spirits, but what happens when I'm not around? Groundbreaker's real test will be seeing if our independence outlasts me. I'll take that bet. I found some of Chief Guiying's old schematics. Groundbreaker must have taken a beating during the crossing, because she spent half of her career patching it up. A lot of corners cut when they put this place together. Among her papers, I also found the layout of a hangar that doesn't match any of my docks. Something that might have gotten sealed off along the way, like blood cells isolating an infection. I hate to put sentiment down in print, but every time I open a panel or find some workaround in the guts of this old bird, it's like I can feel you reaching out to me from the past, Grandma. Cycle droplet pumps. Reminder, non-expendable personnel must exit the maintenance shaft before activating the cycling protocol. Cycling successful.
Done. The temperatures are dropping. Stop by once you found your way out of there. Groundbreaker owes you thanks.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement.
My boards are returning to green. What a weight that is off my shoulders. I don't normally tolerate outsiders mucking about in my station's guts, but you're all right. The temperature should be dropping as we speak. I'll see to it the crew knows who kept us all from boiling alive. If you've got time, I believe Edna has a comms issue that could use your attention. I've also authorized Doc and Furu to sell you our premium meds.
Ooh. Yay. Lockpick up to 60, please. There we go. Now we can see what's inside before we even try to open it. Oh, nope. Apply. There we go. Yes, and our reputation with the Groundbreaker has gone up significantly. Oh, here's Edna.
You aiming to send a message? If so, we best do it now while we still got time.
Why would we run out of time? You headed somewhere?
Me? No. But our relaying capabilities? That's on the final countdown. We're going offline in 3, 2, 1.5... No. Wait, I've lost track of my weeks. Maybe it was 36 or... sometime dire soon.
Why are you about to lose comm capabilities?
Our primary relay station's soon to be occluded by a gas giant. Happens every 40 years or thereabouts. The event's forecasted to last for months, during which we'll lose signal to the station.
And that's our problem, how?
We've got backup auxiliary relays, but the one currently in orbital range went offline some months ago. We can't spare people for routine maintenance.
Sounds like it's time to get the auxiliary station back online.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I finally got the chief to approve the budget for a diagnostic expedition. But allocating the personnel loss for sending a technical team to the relay station keeps getting denied by Junlei. The chief.
What if... What's in it for me if I investigate your relay problem?
You save my comm center from chaos. I guarantee I'll get the chief to authorize some payment forms with your name on them while you're out fixing the station.
Don't know why there isn't a proper yes here, but okay. Does seem irresponsible not to have fixed it before now.
We don't know why it went down or if it's even a hardware-related issue. Getting a team out there takes time and money, neither of which we have readily on hand. And we do have multiple auxiliaries, just they won't be in orbital range during the next few months. Our backup station will be. If it weren't for the occlusion event coming our way, we'd be doing fine as always.
Alright, I guess we'll check it out.
I should say no, but why not? Maybe you can figure out why it's offline. I'll send you with an equipment manual. Hopefully we'll get lucky, or I'll get my approval in time.
Hope you don't mind if I borrow that manual when you're done with it, Captain. I could do with some leisure reading.
Oh, and I'll need you to retrieve a copy of the relay's backup data. I gotta forward any messages from Earth stored in the memory. Better late than never, eh?
You just let messages from Earth sit in memory on an orbital relay?
It's not like they're in high demand. Most tend to be adverts on new products, meaning only folks in Byzantium can afford them. I'm sure the station's got a stack of junk messages just waiting for me to sort through.
Glorious. Even in the future, nothing works, right? Welder's goggles! Plus 15 engineering, -1 perception while they're on. Structure vision, but great for building things. Relay Diagnostics Manual. A technical manual designed to assist in the diagnosis and repair of common problems with orbital communication platforms. This electronic book contains pages of indecipherable jargon. The occasional diagram includes instructions like, with a firm and steady grip, press the ping reset button as you torque the upper left dial, but fails to label any corresponding parts. I don't know why manuals in this game look like strong boxes with wooden handles, but okay. Remove tossball cards from junk. Yeah. Christensen is known for the least number of bronzes past the hump. Roster has the highest block stat of any CMP player, past or present. Well, thank you, Twitch, for doing the arithmetic for me. Thank you for the 350 bits, MLG. I appreciate it. Don't know why you felt compelled to present them that way, but okay. Thank you. Greatly appreciate the support.
Following that series? The Hunt for the Wimbrel?
The pirate ship? CMP Borgsworth. It's not the worst unless it's
Oh yeah, we can buy meds.
Hello. Junlei called up from engineering. Said I should let you buy medical supplies from our stores. Now, is there something I can help you with?
Well, let's see what you've got for
A better selection than you'll find on the promenade deck, and a quality commensurate with a friend of the station.
Yeah, we can actually buy garb if we want. Adrena time. When you absolutely positively have to fix your fatigue meter now. Precision Spectrum Magnification Monolens, +5 engineering. +5 medical. Pep pills. Yeah, leader items. Sniper. Hardened. Metallysis gel. Thinking caplet. Insight. Recharge your TTD faster. Immunized. Antibiotics cream. Yeah, I will definitely buy all the hardened you have. Boy, howdy. But that will probably do it for now. Let's sell these things here. All the junk. Yeah, I have a plan for Montauk, so I'm holding on to that for now. Got a lot of stuff we can sell here, honestly. Although I might have been able to give that helmet to somebody, come to think of it. And let's get rid of all this junk while we're at it. Nicotine. Of course, why the guy at the hospital is buying this stuff off of me, I have no idea, but okay. Alright, looks like I got rid of all the rubbish. Alright. Backup alcohol in case they run out of the good stuff. Seems legit. I don't dare rob anything else. How much money have we even got now? It's like 6,000 bits. Yeah, we didn't actually even check out the other... Well, actually we did check out his room, but... Pretty sure we didn't go up top.
Do you have what it takes to defend you from the dangers of alien wildlife and
Freighter crew. Terminal. Pay-to-view movies, pay-to-view serials. Ooh, guest messages. Don't mind if I do. From Veritas to Iceman, be careful. One of you beasts squealers came asking after you, wanted to know what you like to drink, who you talk to, what your temperament's like. Tried to pay me off. I took the bits and told her a pack of lies. Watch your back when you get in. Don't want to find you in the waste disposal chute. I'm assuming that UB is Udom Bedford. I see. Been a while since I heard from you. You're on that long haul out to Dashkova right now. Hope it all goes well. Added a word there, sorry. I got a space for you and yours to meet when you get back. It's just a storage room, but it's quiet and safer than the bar. Should be able to accommodate most of your folks. No fees or nothing. Just let me buy you a beer. Subject, stop looking or else. Message contents empty. They know I'm here. Mr. McRed, we have reviewed your proposal for the 10th time and still do not agree that galactic mushroom is an acceptable flavor for a Rizzo beverage. Even if we were to pursue the idea, the samples you sent us were dangerously hallucinogenic. The unopened package alone caused mayhem in our receiving bay. Please don't reach out to us again. No, pay-to-view is restricted to diamond-level guests, but feel free to peruse our catalog. Entertainment cartridges are available for rent at the main desk. There are currently 0 cartridges in stock. My big canid friend and Nanner Spank 7 primal affections. Synopsis. Raised by wilderness primals, one man will leave the jungle he knows to explore the one he doesn't. Keystone. He came for Nannerspank, but he stayed for love. Can a young corporate executive collar this creature, or will she awaken the beast within? Rated PACNS for passion, anthropoid, and consensual Nannerspanking. I don't think I've actually read this terminal before. Synopsis. A lab-grown giant canid goes on an adorable rampage, leading a family of scientists on a wild chase across Emerald Vale. Spending the holiday away from home proves to be a chore, but the family soon realizes that true friends are the monsters you meet along the way. Rated FSR 11 for fun times, simulated rampage, and body count 11. Oh, hi. Oh, bye. Alright. For a moment there, I thought he'd have something very unpleasant to say to me, but I guess not. How about the pay-to-view serials? Baking with Edna. In this time-honored culinary classic, Chef Edna gives valuable life lessons while she cooks from the Book of Approved Cakes. Learn to maintain a structured kitchen, obey your head chef, achieve a good sponge, and obey your sous chef. Edna is the boss in her kitchen. Now she can be the boss of yours. Veterinarian's Hospital. The continuing story of a quack who's gone to the dogs. No. Space Hospital. If the walls of Orbital Hospital could talk, they'd shriek with terror. These doctors have seen it all. 0G cyst lancing, extraterrestrial teratoma. Next, on a very special episode, in order to trap a chem thief, Dr. Margrave must become a serial arsonist. What? Don't forget to see Space Hospital Nights for steamy suspense. Oh my word, this game just gets better and better. Oh, thanks for another 200 bits, MLG. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's just the emblem followed by the number. An ordinary colony family daydreams of the extraordinary. While Lucia works in the factory canning processed borscht, her ham-handed husband cooks up schemes to land her a big promotion. Will that lovable fool ever learn to be satisfied with what he has? Broderick's Brood is a testament to the less is success family lifestyle. here. A couple of bypass shunts with nobody's name on them. This door's locked. It requires a rest and go key card that we don't have. Or lock-picking skills that we do. There's nobody here, and I see food. I'll take it. Huh. Not much in here, though. This deck of cards, though. This is like the most useless design for a deck of cards I have ever seen in my life. The indices are completely useless. I mean, look at that. It's just a different icon in every corner. That has nothing to do with what's actually on the face of the card. It's like, if you hold a fan of these in your hand, you can't read them. It's so stupid. Someone in this game's art department was a bloody genius, including Game of Y boards. But for them to come up with this dumbest deck of cards idea ever, just like, what the hell is wrong with you? No one would ever use that deck of cards. Unless they're trying to troll me further, you know. I am not amused or impressed. What have you got for sale now, Gladys?
It's almost time for today's episode of The Chairman's Children. Care to listen with me?
Yeah, let's see what you got
Won
for
a
sale.
charming copper kettle off that girl who runs the pub. She's a fierce arm wrestler.
You've said that already. Salvager's Helper, 660 DPS on a level 10 handgun. And with corrosion built into it already. That is a hell of a weapon. But it's also a very sizable portion of the bits that I've already stocked up here. Although the discount on it has grown. Actually, do have things to sell. Lager. And nicotine. Any mods I have more copies of than I know what to do with? No. Oh, and you know what I haven't looked at in a while? My weapon and armor, like... Oh, those should all be fine still. That I'm going to want to repair relatively soon. Albino sprats. Oh, you were the one who was standing up on the second floor. Neat. The NPCs actually occasionally have to use the bathroom. That is super genius. Some of the NPCs, anyway. It's the same Deadeye assault rifle I bought elsewhere, but it was cheaper there.
Redirect to regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story.
Okay.
Rizzo's mock apple cider. A hard cider for a hard life.
See, what time is it? Oh, wow. Huh. That certainly took a while. Okay. So we still need to buy that. Okay, so we've got a satellite we can go check on. We've got the mission that Gladys had for us to go to Roseway. We've got something else to do on there. We've got something to send us to Scylla. But and we've got this to do for Parvati. But we'll get to that a little later. Right, so...
Hey, that pad down there, with the lights off, there are people unloading a ship.
Probably another sublight contract haul. Could be drugs, could be bootleg Aetherwave cartridges.
And they're just transferring cargo out where everyone can see?
Legal or not, somehow the company always has its paperwork in order.
Funny about them. Alright, take care, Box Ghost. Alright, later, MLG. Yeah, I think Petey gets put in Parvati's room.
Didn't I request no more fertilizer shipments be brought on board? Who keeps ordering these?
Why are there a bunch of woolly cows on the ship? I can't even. Hi, Parvati.
Hey, Captain. Can I get your temperature on something real quick?
Sure.
So, Junlei and I have been talking some. Through messages. I got him here on my data pad, and well, she sent me a poem. One she wrote her own self, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if I should read into it. Because poems are all symbolic and such, right? It's not so good. But real sweet.
How bad can it be?
She rhymed compression alternator with aches to meet her. It's about this engine that's been shaking itself apart. Then this lady mechanic comes by and lays one hand on it. And the trouble goes away. It sings. I don't want to get too hopeful, but I'm wondering if maybe she's the engine and I'm the lady? It's a real romantic poem. It made my chest hurt, kinda.
Sounds like she likes you.
I don't know where it's leading yet, or if I'm misinterpreting. I'm not much interested in physical stuff. Never have been. Leastways not like other folks seem to be. It's not that I can't, I just don't care for it. It's been a problem in the past. The folk who wanted to be with me back in the Vale, they said I was cold.
Sheesh. You're about the warmest person I ever met. To hell with them.
Thanks, Captain. That makes me feel a touch better. I actually had another message from Junlei. I just couldn't work up the courage to open it. But I'm gonna change that. Right now. Okay, here we go. Let's see here. Talking about old friends, got to thinking... Isabel? Who's Isabel?
Well, that went downhill fast. You're looking a little rough.
They were... close, Captain. Like, more than friends close.
They were close? Not anymore?
I don't know. Junlei talked about them like it was past, but how far in the past? 10 years? Last week? Captain, I'm feeling all mixed up right now. Could we maybe head to the Groundbreaker? Get some drinks at that bar there? The Lost Hope?
Great idea. No. Weren't you shown a copy of my biography? I don't think drinking is... Wouldn't it be easier to talk to her about this, Isabel, first? Yeah, I don't think drinking is going to solve this problem.
Drinking never solved nothing, Captain. I ain't been able to sleep for 3 nights now. I just want to unwind. Just the tiniest bit. I'm full serious. Next time we're on the Groundbreaker, I aim to get a drink. If I got to, I'll do it on my lonesome. But I'd feel better if someone I trusted was there.
Won't be the only mission where we'll have to do something I would not otherwise want to do. As I've come to learn. But, well, actually there's 2 things we should do while we're here. One is take a brief nap. Just to empty that fatigue. And, we as usual wake up thirsty. Ah, yes, and we're back on board with Ellie. We can assign her a perk point. Increase the amount of health received from your inhaler when Ellie is in the party. Yes, please. And we go ahead and have something to drink. It does not need to be caffeinated at all. Some plain and pure water. There we go. Right. So before we actually hit up the relay, Relay GB-23, one of several orbital relay stations used by Groundbreaker's communications to maintain line of sight with ships traveling the Halcyon system. Yeah, we can go there. But before we do, let's pay Mr. Wells a visit. Just because we can.
Now arriving at Phineas's top secret orbital lab.
And, we'll stick with these 2 for now. I love this. Auntie Cleo's something crossed off. Phineas's improved science lab. Negotiate with Sprats for territory.
Hello? Can you hear me? Does this work? Oh, damn it. Blast, that's loud.
Hey, Phineas. Yeah, nothing hiding in the back here. Yeah, there's a surprising lack of lootables out here, although it's like there's a bin, but it's empty. This one isn't empty.
Hey, that's impressive.
So there was that, at least. Oh, I'd be more careful doing stuff like that.
I'm just securing my ongoing experiments. And securing myself. mind the mess. I haven't had a visitor since, in fact, I've never had a visitor.
Hibernation pods. Prudence was not the first. Amazingly, these things are not marked as stealing.
Careful, that's my communications terminal.
Proper password. Sending no response. Cause undetermined. Original message appended. I worked it out. Explain details later. Will be difficult to reproduce. Need your help. All necessary materials should be present in Halcyon, but locations elude me. Dumped a new associate Dirtside, Terra 2, near Edgewater. They have a stake in my purpose, but trust in them only about 23.7% at present. They're recovering a ship, should be along anytime, just need to know where to send them. Let me know when you get this. Eager to be done. P. Interesting. Sisty pigs. Scribbled note. Reminder. Mop up melted pig. Oh, jeez. Sisty pig hoof.
The sissy pigs make excellent test subjects. Also surprisingly nutritious.
Here's the main reason for coming here. Shrink ray. Jock Weapons R&D Department. Science weapons. Science weapons are unique weapons that have strange and powerful effects. Science weapon damage and the strength of their effects both increase as your science skill is increased. Jock engineers ensure our bottom line and fire rates are sky high.
Aha! I see you found my portable molecular compression device, better known as a shrink ray. Find a target, point, shoot. Your target will shrink down into a manageable size, whereupon you may commence beating them to a pulp. Feel free to try it on a marauder sometime.
So, not gonna lie, I'm not impressed with the science weapons in this game. Even if you invest heavily in your science stat and the various other ways you can use to make tinkering them super cheap, they just don't seem to keep up. They just don't seem to deal any damage at all, and their special effects just don't seem to help all that much. Not gonna lie, I always hold on to them, but I just never seem to really find a use for them. Created by Dr. Phineas Wells, this handheld device is capable of shrinking any living being it is fired at. On the bottom of the grip, Dr. Wells has personally signed the weapon and optimistically numbered it 1. And they mean it. It's there. You can even see it at the bottom of the handle there. Phineas 001. Truth in advertising. But we have it. There will actually be, at some point, I forget exactly where it pops up, but there will be a mission to find a bunch of science weapons. Basically every science weapon in the game. And well, we've got one now.
Oh, thank the law. Your skin doesn't spontaneously change color. Potential side effect of the revival process. Very rare, but you never know. Right. Welcome to my little habitation, such as it is. I've got caffeinoids, cysty bits, if you're into that sort of thing. So, welcome. Make yourself at home. My secret hideout is your secret hideout.
For what it's worth, I appreciate you pulling me out of the Hope.
Not at all, my intrepid accomplice. I should thank you for tolerating my somewhat brusque manner. I only regret that I couldn't save more of your fellow settlers, what with being hunted by the board, and emptying my supply of necessary chemicals.
I wanted to talk to you about something else.
Of course. What's on your mind?
There's some reason you're hiding behind bulletproof glass.
Oh, it's not you. I do experiments in that room. Some of them get quite scientific. The unexpected is to be treasured, but from a safe distance. Regardless, it's quite comfortable in here, you know. I have my beans, have my caffeinoids, plenty of toilet paper.
Got a moment to talk?
Absolutely. Let's talk.
Have you met my crew yet?
No, and I've been trying very hard to avoid making eye contact.
Ah, the wanted criminal himself. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Wait, not another word. I don't want to know your name. I don't want to know who you are. Let's just enjoy our plausible deniability while it lasts, shall we? Why don't you just invite the entire colony to my secret, carefully concealed laboratory? It isn't as if I wanted privacy.
I didn't mean to upset you.
No, I was being rude. I'm not accustomed to extending hospitality, and I've never had visitors before. For what it's worth, I am pleased that you found a crew, such as they are. You're a talented scientist, after all. Our kind has always been incredibly popular.
Yeah, the conversations with Phineas always are a lot more interesting if you are a scientifically minded character. I'm not going to respond to that, though. There was something else I wanted to talk to you about.
What's on your mind?
Oh, never mind. It's not. I can calculate the movement of the heavenly bodies, but not the madness of men. Newton. Experimental notes. Eureka! Flash-frozen organic material reverts back to its original cell structure when treated with tincture of dimethyl sulfoxide. Rate of explosive cell death a very respectable 6%. Bad news, difficult to acquire. Limited quantities of compound, likely produced by Auntie Cleo. Recently discontinued due to severe adverse reactions. Must find more. 12. Artificial stasis successfully induced in cystipig specimen. 1217. That's a tough word. I had it right the first time. Revivification complicated. Cystipig tissue returned to living state. Brain tissue suffered from rapid nucleation. Attempting treatment. 558. Retreatment progressing. 820. Treatment failed. Brain tissue irreparably damaged by rapid onset necrosis. 851. Explosive cell death. 949. Finished cleaning liquefied remains of cystipig from laboratory floor walls equipment. 216. Fresh out of Auntie Cleo's. Experimenting with Spacer's Choice partially emulsified creamer substitute. 218. Finished brewing. Adding 2 ounces Spacer's Choice. 220. Atrocious. Felt part of self die on the inside. Reminder. Add Spacer's Choice to, quote, the list, unquote. Note to self number 2, buy more mouthwash. Oh man, they they named that whole company Spacer's Choice just so they could make that one joke. We have secretly replaced Professor Wells' caffeinoids with new Spacer's Choice. Let's see if he notices. Have spared one of my stock of experimental cysty pigs to be used as renewable source of nourishment. Have named this lucky pig Bubbles. Giving an animal a name establishes rapport and creates a positive emotional bond. Allegedly improves flavor of tumors? Let's look into that. Excellent creatures, cysty pigs. Don't know how people used to survive without these genetic wonders of porcine succulence. Slaughtering a pig for meat instead of harvesting tumors that ripen naturally, falling off the flesh like mock apples off a tree, seems the height of barbarity. Truly a miracle of modern science. Here's some of his personal files. Yeah, about that. Have procured the services of one Captain Alex Hawthorne of the Unreliable. I hope he didn't name his ship after the quality of his services. I'll be sending my new accomplice down to Hawthorne via escape pod as soon as the revival process is complete. Hawthorne should make for an agreeable companion, or at least an acceptable chaperone. Law willing, he isn't a total buffoon. He was a total buffoon. But hey, we got his ship. Hibernation chamber. You spent over 4 decades in space with nothing but the technology of this little chamber keeping you alive. The rest of your fellow colonists are still trapped in similar chambers, waiting for you to restore them.
Reviving you from hibernation was my greatest accomplishment. Your odds of survival were a mere 28%.
Effective. Reminder, obscure body in the SK system. We can actually take this poster underneath these items, put that on the ship. Reminder, buy ladder. Yeah, we can take all of his posters there. Hey Bubbles, how you doing, big guy? Reminder, seals leak, never use this pod. Sheesh. Hell of a thing you got here. Nothing else for us here at the moment. Best of my knowledge, anyway. Looks like there's little bits of space up in there, and we do have a shelf nearby, but... Oh. Pocket watch. Almost missed that. Don't think we can go up onto that, I'm afraid. Not that there would be anything up there anyway. Okay. Back on board. if we head on up here... Actually... Messages for Prudence. From J. Tennyson. Junlei Tennyson to Parvati Holcomb, subject poem. Parvati, I don't do this. Ever. So here goes. There's this engine, see, and it hums real nice, like a box of cats playing with mice, but she's coughing and hacking up sludge, because there's a blockage that just won't budge. What's an engine to do? Then this wrencher strides in like a shark, hair all done up and fancy and dark. She feels like a spasm in her compression alternator, trembling 'cause it's aching to meet her. What's an engine to do? I've got 5 more stanzas mapped out, but I'm having trouble rhyming some of the parts, so I'll get back to you on that. How a copy of that ended up in here, I have no idea. About that talk we had. We were talking about old friends, you know, and I got to thinking about Isabel. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what she was thinking. We were a mess. A good mess, but a mess. I'm a better me than I was then. Wanted you to know, even when I drank too much of the old family recipe. You're pretty swell, Part E.T. Damn you, Insta-spell check. Meet my wrench. Too tired. Just gonna put my head down for... Ah yes, Hawthorne's sent messages to Udom Bedford. Look, there's no call for shouting. My terminal was busted. Had a few too many and might have knocked it off the desk. You know how it is. Sometimes you just gotta cut loose. I'm not telling you where Wells is, so lay off. Buy me a drink at the Lost Hope next time I'm in, and I might forgive you. And we've got some extra logs here. Captain's Note SW001. Shrink Ray. Note to self, remember this later. No, better. Ada, remind me weekly to check this log until I tell you to stop. Yes, I mean continually. No, Ada, not if I'm dead. Why would you even ask me that? Back to my point. I saw in actuality, with my own 2 eyes, a sublimely powerful weapon in Wells's lab. Just sitting there for the taking. If the gray hair were to look away or forget about it, maybe. Or if I had asked a smidgen more nicely. He called it a shrink ray, but wouldn't let me test that claim after I lost my temper. Said he was inspired to create the thing by the achievements of other scientists who dared to push the boundaries of human knowledge and decency laws. I had heard rumors of fantastical weapons like this one, weapons that push the boundaries of the mind and science's cutting edge, but I figured they were just stories, to be honest. Laying eyes on Wells's shrink ray firsthand is enough to make a fellow wonder if there's more to the rumors. More to be had. AH. Hammer power! The last time I got sloshed, I was imbibing at the Lost Hope on the Groundbreaker. Look, Udom was really free with the drinks. He seems like an okay fellow. I shamelessly but subtly eavesdropped on 2 Mardettes yammering on about a mad scientist some years back who'd claimed he'd made a huge discovery that would change the fate of the colony. Like none of us have heard that one before. But here's the good part. The Mardet said the mad scientist kept yelling about the hammer's power or something similar. A strange weapon with a special power created by a crazy lab coat? Sure fits the bill. It could be another one of the weapons that inspired Wells. AH. And here's log entry 3. Black market leads. And I have just stumbled into a mission. I think something was supposed to direct me to read this at some point, but kind of found it here. Why? Why? Why won't Wells just give the shrink ray to me? Blast him to the depths of the labyrinth on Tartarus and back. Let the record show I did apologize for shouting him down. 5 times. But architect be damned, it's just sitting there! Neglected and gathering dust. I should have commandeered it and thanked him without asking permission, or breaking expensive equipment when he said it wasn't ready yet, and that even if it were, he couldn't entrust it to someone like me. What does that even mean, I ask? That I'm not trustworthy enough? That I'd use it to wipe out the good, hard-working folks of the colony like some sort of moralist psycho? I'll admit to maintaining some questionable associations, but I follow a strict code of me, myself, and mine. What's not to respect in that? Exactly. Now I have to wait until Wells forgets or thinks he's misplaced it. In the meanwhile, I've been tracking down additional rumors pertaining to others of these science weapons throughout Halcyon. If gossip holds true, my next step will be to check with the black market merchants on the Groundbreaker and in Fallbrook. So yeah, we actually just totally stumbled into another mission. I think something actually at one point directs us to check the terminal for that info. But yeah, there we have that. Weapons from the Void. While exploring Phineas's orbital lab, you acquired a powerful gun created by the scientist himself, the Shrink Ray. Perhaps the Halcyon colony contains other weapons which, like this one, push the boundaries of what science can achieve. It would be worthwhile to seek out these devices, these science weapons. Alex Hawthorne was an accomplished smuggler and scavenger. It's possible that he encountered rumors of weapons like this on his travels throughout the colony. Yeah. Well, another of Hawthorne's logs mentioned looking in Gladys's shop for old records. Apparently the smuggler acquired several leads that way. But yeah, it's like we already heard about one being on, yeah, the Groundbreaker. So, how about we go back to the Groundbreaker? Wells' lab right now.
We've arrived at the Groundbreaker.
It would be interesting if you sold something like that, and then yeah, some other enemy bought it. That'd be great.
Walk up behind you.
Hey, be careful with those crates, huh?
Let's see. Haven't looked into tinkering things in a while. This I haven't tinkered at all yet. I don't want to spend too much money, though. I do need bits for the, yeah, those are more than I want to spend. Let's put it that way. I'm willing to do that. Alright, that ought to do. I'd better. Oh, it does armor at the same time. Oh, Alright, I do want to do this one. Yeah, let's go ahead and do these. Yeah, actually, let's just go ahead and do all of those. Alright, Parvati. Let's get this over with.
So, how's this work? Do we get a table? Stand in a corner?
Tossball finals are scheduled to air soon.
I don't know.
Okay, so what are we drinking? You're the expert. Oh, and don't worry on the price. I got this. Let's just do it proper.
Are you sure you want to do this? You seem nervous.
Oh, no, that's on account of my not being able to sleep lately. Makes my hands all twitchy, you know? I've just been lying awake, thinking about what Junlei said, and feeling my heart shake.
I don't like any of these options, but... Let's start with beer, but you said in Edgewater the smell made you sick. How about wine?
Oh, wow. You remembered. Well, that's fruit and such, right? Okay, wine it is. Bottoms up.
Purpleberry wine's all right if you require a sweetness to your spirits. Seems like a drink that would suit you, Miss Holcomb. Just mind how much you imbibe.
Wow, this is really kind of nice, actually. Who'd have guessed old fruit could taste so good? Oh, Captain. I'm pining for Junlei something fierce. What am I doing?
Whining, it sounds like now. Generally or specifically?
I mean, just with Junlei. I don't know what to do about us.
Start by telling me why her message got you so unsettled.
Well, she talked about another girl, right? Isabel. Mentioned her by name and everything, like she wanted me to know. Maybe I've been making a right fool of myself this whole time. Maybe she's not interested after all.
No one sends terrible, vaguely sensual poetry to someone they don't like. That's probably true, but what'd she actually write in the message? You haven't said.
It was real long and rambly. She was telling me a story about her dad, how a lady named Isabel did all sorts of things to try to win his favor. This Isabel lady never quite managed to get her dad's approval, but they carried on anyways. Made something good out of a bad situation. Then it all went down the tubes. Do you think Junlei still has feelings for her?
What is this really about?
I just got a lot of feelings, Captain, and they're all climbing up my throat. I need another drink. Right now. Before I lose my nerve.
Let's get you some water.
Come on, Captain. I'm here to drink. Okay, maybe you're right. I am a little woozy. Hydration, here I come.
Good call. It's best to proceed with a light hand the first time.
Shush you. Oh, Captain, I want to talk to Junlei all the time. Even about silly things, but I'm so scared.
About what?
Everything? I got a solar system's worth of terrifying questions swirling around my head. Does she think I'm as pretty as I think she's handsome? What if she doesn't like me? What if she does? What if she's still got feelings for that lady, Isabel? What if we get together and she gets bored of me?
Don't stop there, you're on a roll. Fuck, I'm just here for the booze. There's an easy way to get answers to all those questions.
There's nothing easy about spilling your guts to the person who's got your heart in their hands. You know I'm not interested in physical affection. Well, it's tripped folks up in the past. Folks I thought cared about me for me. What if she's not okay with that? What if she is, but then later, she's not?
Are you afraid of being rejected for who you are?
Of course. Wouldn't you be?
I love this answer. Not anymore.
You've got a strong sense of self, Captain. I envy it. Sometimes it's like I don't know who I am or what I'm for. Like I'm just a lone little gear spinning in the void. Nothing to grab onto, no machine to move. To be strong, like you? Gosh, I don't know that I got that in me. Sometimes I feel real mean inside, Captain. I think ungenerous thoughts.
So what? Something to work on then.
Yeah. I like the way you put that, like, it's okay to want to be better for her, and not impossible to try. Well, Captain, this has been a whole lot. I got just... wow. So much to think about.
So, are you going to ask her out?
Oh gosh, I don't know, Captain. Do you think I should?
I love these answers, all of them. Don't ask for my opinion, believe in yourself.
Okay. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna ask June out. Just as soon as we get back to the ship. I mean, probably. Eventually. Thanks for hearing me out and giving me counsel. And, well, for being a friend. It means a whole lot. You're good people, Captain.
Well, it's not like I could be elsewhere. Nor am I capable of neglecting a wayward lamb in need of guidance.
Oh, shush.
All right. Thank you, guys. You're real good friends, you know that? I wish there was a place we could all live quiet together. Come on, let's go.
To finish that mission, we actually have to talk to her again later on, back on the ship. Before we do that... chat with Gladys
If
again.
you're here for this week's magazine club meeting, you're a touch late.
Let's see what we've got for
I've
sale.
got a lovely little throw pillow. Just something I tossed together. Like to keep my hands busy.
Right, so now that I've started that mission and saw his logs on board, there's a couple of extra things she has for sale down at the bottom here, these archive cartridges. Battered Mardet datapad, an old datapad once used by the Groundbreakers Mardet security forces. From the accumulated gust and grime, this hasn't been accessed for over a decade. Down on their luck, smugglers will often purchase old datapads in the hope of finding clues to a forgotten cache of goods they can sell. Here's what this one says. The old datapad contains incident reports from various Mardet security patrols. Most are details of simple finds and dust-ups between the crews of Wildcat freighters and corporate haulers. 2 entries have been marked for later review. August 7th, 2344, responded to a code ID 10T... Idiot. At the Lost Hope. Vera asked us to bounce some Back Bay rat that got himself soaked in Spectrum Red. Drunken fool got into a scuffle with one of Engineer Tennyson's people. We tossed the wrong leech back down to the bays. Asshole fought us the entire way, telling us we'd be sorry once he controlled the hammer's power. If this is some new Hammersmith marketing stunt, I'm complaining to Sanita. October 25th, 2344, had another run-in with the Rung Leech from the Lost Hope. Don't know how the uppity piker crawled out of the back bays without us noticing. Locked himself into the repair bay off of docking slip 13 and refused to come out. Kept raving about the, quote, weapon's chaotic beauty, unquote, or some shit while we were trying to talk him out. Had to break off when our shift ended. Hullhead's gotta come out eventually. Here's the other one. Public records of Hephaestus Mining's outpost on Scylla. It can be viewed using the captain's terminal on the Unreliable. Like accounting figures, most companies keep 2 sets of data records, public and private. Wildcat miners often purchase the public records of failed mining outposts, hoping to uncover details on remaining ore veins that are too small for a corporation to consider profitable. We will take that as well while we are here. Companion ability refresh increased, huh? That might be unique. I'm not sure there's another copy of that in the game. I don't recall seeing that anywhere else. Sprat. Right, so with that having been done, our mission Weapons from the Void has some additional blanks on it. So that mission won't be completed until we have all of them in the whole game. And we will find hints for more. We actually have a waypoint pointing at it now, but yeah, like I mentioned before, we would have something that would point us down and in here. Well, we finally do. So in we go. But, yeah, the outlaws are already here.
Get ready.
Oh shit. I'm so slow right now. My character is so hungry and thirsty. Bunch of nanners. And, doesn't have to be caffeinated. That was fun. Right, so we have this little repair hangar key card. Interesting. Which is exactly what opens that room, and we will be going in there in a moment, but first I'm going to finish exploring the rest of this area. Not that there is much to it. But all the same. Hand crank. We have this little freighter here. It's being worked on for salvage. And this is the way out through a barred door. Yeah, it just leads us back out to this area. But yes, the grand prize is in here. This sort of green case will see a number of science weapons in. Prismatic hammer. Hammersmith was working on a hammer weapon, the Pulse Hammer, when its rival company, Aramid Ballistics, stole the plans, rushed its development, and beat them to market, all the while ridiculing Hammersmith with a marketing campaign about them having no hammers in their weapon line. Hammersmith executives demanded the ultimate hammer to be produced, but this prototype was so expensive that it never entered production. Yeah, Parvati rather likes that thing. Terminal logs. Last log entry date, error, aberrant interference. Log 1, discovery. While rummaging through the back bays, I discovered a very old Hammersmith crate that seemed to have been sealed for a very long time. A bit of elbow grease and determination pried it open, but I couldn't make heads or tails of my discovery. A prototype hammer. I didn't know Hammersmith actually made hammers, but I've brought it to my lab for a closer look. How strangely it glows. The trail of its wake lingers even when my eyes are closed. Log 2, Mystery. I've spent more time on the hammer. Its internal workings are state-of-the-art. Thermal, electrical, and chemical systems all working in harmony. How is this even possible? The weapon is a breakthrough in circuitry and engineering, and many of its systems appear rigged against tampering. There's a curious energy signature swirling about the weapon, though I have yet to identify the source. The air tastes of copper, and I have lost several teeth. Log 3, Troubles. I have had the most sublime, prismatic dreams since I invited the hammer into my bedchamber. Never mind that for now. Good news first. The energy signature matches Blondiet's elusive N-rays, raising the hammer's elemental properties to 4: shock, plasma, corrosion, and radiation. Now for the bad. In my attempts to neuter the self-destruct functionality, I inadvertently caused a small fire. The hammer's manual controls may never function again. Swinging it seems to be the only way of cycling through its elemental modes. I must take greater care with future experiments. Log 4, Annihilation. I've taken the liberty of locking myself in the workshop. My tinkerings were all for naught. This is no prototype. I am simply too flawed to recognize its perfections. The hammer is a lesson, a symbol. It whispers to me that disorder rules all things, but with a little ambition we can harness that power. Only by inflicting chaos upon others can we transmute disorder into harmony. And that is a lesson Halcyon is not ready to hear. Right, so we now have ourselves another science weapon, prismatic hammer, two-handed melee, and just to show you how this thing functions, it has 4 elements built into it, alright. You can see that every time I swing it, its color effect changes. With each attack, it cycles through its elements. Plasma, shock. I think some of them might only become available if your science rating is higher. I'm not sure. But yeah, it keeps switching its element. So two-handed melee, huh? Oh, I should switch off of that. I just want to unequip that. I think that's the first time I put a melee weapon on this whole run. Why, Max? You use two-handed melee weapons, right? Yeah, there you go. And Parvati, you use handguns. There you go. They're now each packing a science weapon. But it's notably not the weapon that they would use for their special attacks. Actually, I wonder if I can switch that around anyway. I wonder if... Actually, no, let's not do that. So they are in use, but just not in my own hands. Okay. In fact, I might cycle the shrink ray over to Ellie later on, since her special attack actually uses her sidearm. Or I might not. Haven't decided yet. Right. So, we have to go back to the ship. For a couple missions now.
Have either of the assault cruisers ever put into ground?
And I'm fairly certain that our next objective would basically be to head out somewhere. Probably to handle the relay. In fact, I should be able to do that relatively efficiently. Squeeze that in. Make that the last big excursion of the session. First, let's talk to Parvati again.
Hey, Captain. I hope I wasn't too much bother at the bar. I did have fun, and I tried some things I never would have otherwise. Some of the drinks we tried I even liked. I guess it's not all disgusting. And I don't feel it today. I guess that water must have worked. I'm glad I had you looking out for me.
Did you talk to Junlei?
I messaged Junlei when we got back, and she replied super quick. Okay. I was awake half the night, thinking about what I sent, anxious to see what you said. I reread my message in the morning, and it was unclear. I was drinking when I sent it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had the courage. Also, sorry for the typos.
Were there any funny typos?
Well, she called mashed potatoes smashed potatoes, but I think maybe that's just what they call them on Groundbreaker. I've ruined things in the past because I didn't say things I should have, like, I've met someone who's become special to me. I want to be honest with her, so if she feels the same about me, there won't be any surprises.
So Junlei does like you, and she said it in the most awkward way possible.
Oh, isn't she sweet? Like one of those two-bit romances where one soul's all stiff and formal, and I should be glad to perhaps take hold of your hand, miss. I ought to go write her back. I mean, I already did. Twice. But anyhow, thanks for taking me out, Captain.
We actually do get a really big chunk of experience for that. And, that is her companion quest completed. Ain't it sweet indeed. Okay, so I think we've... Wait. Do I, Okay, we still have Roseway. Yeah, I think we've got 2 reasons to visit Scylla now? Oh, or we're about to. Let me, use that terminal here. Search Hephaestus Mining Archive cartridge for keyword weapon. Keyword search results. Result number 1 from the site supervisor's personal logs. That captain sold Harris something called the Rearranger, then left before we discovered the damn thing doesn't work. Only thing it rearranged is the number of bits on Harris's cart. Looks like some strange tech, or a weapon. Maybe a scientist can make something of it? Result number 2 from the site safety officer's incident report. Doc Caulfield couldn't save Lem. Now I gotta arrest Harris for his murder. Confiscated that weapon he used and stored it in Bertie's office for now. Figure the least the site supervisor can do is fill out the forms for whatever that damn thing is. Don't know how I'm gonna detain Harris. Not like we got prison cells on this rock. Result number 3, from Barber's coronary inquest, given name Lemuel, family name Hereford, employment status indenture, contract term 35 years, 2 months, 16 days, 5 hours, 33 minutes, approximately, remaining. Time of deceasement, 1827 hours, approximate. Cause of deceasement, blunt force trauma, weapon unknown, took a good whack to the noggin. The facial area, to be specifical about it. It's all twisted up, too. Nose is 5 times too big, jaw is shrunk to almost nothing. Teeth are all out of kilter, though I suppose that was true pre-deceasement. If the blow itself didn't kill him, there's no way he could have breathed with all that damage. So there's that. Okay, so, yep. So we now have 2 reasons to go to Scylla. One, there's a science weapon on it. So we'll have that to look forward to. And secondly, the Groundbreaker is waiting on a medical shipment that is apparently stuck on Scylla as well. And that's enough reason to go there, but I won't do that just yet. Instead, let's tackle this one. Get the communications relay back into shape here. And we're probably going to need someone... Oh, actually, hold on. Looks like we need to take another nap. I've actually unlocked the bed. And I keep sleeping on the cot anyway. So let's have ourselves some food and some drink. There we go. Let's head to that relay. I should be able to do that inside of 20 minutes or so. Ada doesn't have anything to say about this.
Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance?
I picked up... Oh yeah, that's right, this. I picked up this distress call. Can you play it back for me?
Yes, Captain. Beginning playback now.
There's viscera and death everywhere. Gunfire, gnashing teeth. The unemployed. For law's sake, if anyone's receiving this, please send help. What? No!
Captain, we are now capable of accessing the Roseway landing pad. Also, corporate protocol requires that all distress signals include a list of key personnel for retrieval. The embedded names are Anton Crane, Vaughn Cortez, and Orson Shaw.
Anton Crane, Vaughn Cortez, and Orson Shaw. We will be quizzed on that later. As a matter of fact, let me type those names into a file or I know I'm not going to lose them. So Anton Crane, Vaughn Cortez, spelled with an S apparently. Not that we would know this from Ada telling us this. And Orson Shaw. Okay. Got a minute to talk?
I have lots of minutes. Many minutes. Unlimited minutes, perhaps. Providing an adequate power source, I can function indefinitely.
Tell me about Captain Hawthorne.
I require a captain to pilot the ship. Without an identified captain or crew, I serve no purpose. As you may be aware, Captain Alex Hawthorne was a smuggler of some repute. I failed to predict the likely outcome of his reckless behavioral patterns. I should have predicted that. In our travels together, Alex liked to pass time by, as he called it, tinkering to improve my design.
Have there been other captains of this ship?
If you mean, was Captain Hawthorne my first? Yes, he was.
Oh. And it does take flight time into account. You see, I'm actually hungry and thirsty again. Should have remembered that. Okay, so... Sorry, Ellie. We will let you travel to places in the near future, but for now, I'll stick with these two. Open sesame.
It's a touch different from the ones I've seen. Shouldn't be so hard to get it patched up, though.
This is an unmanned station, right?
Sure as hell looks like it. Of course, the door we would need to go through to go straight into where the terminal is barred, because of course it is. We do actually have 2 floors, but it's one room only. That's actually a second floor. Oh no. So yeah, the first floor is kind of a big circle. We can go either direction, but let's go... Well, that's the way we came. So not that way.
Great work.
Start by entering this convenient little back room here. Automechanical home security control system. Please select from the following options. Display unit status. 0 mechanical set to charging routine, 6 mechanical set to patrol designated areas. Unit settings, hostility level kill on sight, hostility override for owners active, list of valid owners Alexander J. Frey. How do we update the security routines? Let's begin their charging cycle. A little bit of hacking there. And, yeah. Now they're gonna be asleep, so to speak. Convenient that. Purple berry everything. Security Automechanical Manual. The instructions printed in this manual have been covered by a mostly illegible scrawl. Entire paragraphs are crossed out with frantic lines of dark ink. In some places, the pages are torn through from the force of whoever wielded the pen. One section, describing the correct procedures for setting automechanicals on a proper charging schedule, is mostly untouched. Random letters within the text are circled, as though the owner were trying to discover some message hidden within. Purpleberry lunch. Here. Frey's Journal, A Beautiful Dream. Last night I dreamed, and it was beautiful. The streets of Byzantium were decorated with crimson streamers that laughed in the breeze. They asked me to take them, to give them to my special ones. I gathered the crimson in my arms and felt so alive, so happy. I turned and Delilah was beside me. I did not question why my supervisor was there, her eyes so full of the emotions I know she feels, but dares not show at work. I wrapped her neck in crimson, tying it tight as a scarf on a cold day. So beautiful. Then the crimson on her neck opened as a second mouth and began screaming, screaming. When I awoke, I was scared. The dreams are so real now, and this time I recognized a face. I had to leave work early today. Every time I looked at Delilah, I heard a whisper in my mind about how beautiful she would look with a touch of crimson on her neck. Her neck. This must stop. This is not who I am. This is not who I will become. I must find help. That door's barred as well. Alright, gotta go this way. A couple items around the corner. Oh boy, traps. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Traps. Alright, well, I learned about these the other day. Also, yeah. Locked, I think not. What might be under here? Yeah, no. I beg your pardon. Another tactical shotgun. Oh, look at that. They're all taking a nap. Ain't it beautiful? Don't mind me, gents. Phrase journal. Escape. I've had to start a new journal. I cannot read my previous entries without the whispers tempting me. The whispers do not stop. Every person I see, the whispers tell me to help them. They show me the pain and longing hiding in their eyes. They tell me how these people want, no, need the gifts I can give. All it would take is a few moments with a blade, a bright, bright, bright fountain of crimson to delight the eyes, and all of their pain would be gone. I could do it. I know how to help them. It gets harder and harder to stop myself. I saw a friend today, an old friend from school who's now a doctor for Auntie Cleo. I told him about my dreams. Nothing outright. Oh no, I'm not so foolish as that. I told him it was an old book I'd found and described my dreams and whispers as happening to a character in the book. I asked him how he'd help this character. He looked at me and he knew. He knew. He knew! The whispers told me to end his pain, that he'd tell. He'd tell. I got up and left quickly. I did not hurt him. Not. I have to leave Byzantium. He will tell. They'll come for me and lock me away. I must find a secret place. A place I can be alone. A place with no whispers. Okay, let's, what? I beg your pardon? How did it suddenly jump down like that? There we go. Okay, so this is back down the hallway that we, right, okay. And that's where we actually came in. Oops. There's another vent that... Parvati jumping. There's another little vent there to do some more sneaking. But in here... got some food. Don't mind if I do. Ammo, also don't mind if I do. Sup, gents. Oops. Oh, and I'm over encumbered. Phrase journal, the source. The Whispers have a source and I have found it! Found it! I have taken refuge on an orbital relay station. It is smaller than a worker's hovel, barely a few thousand square meters, but sufficient for my needs. I was able to flee Byzantium with enough bits to purchase supplies to last for decades. It was strange being among common people on the Groundbreaker. The Whispers barely stirred at the sight of their ill-fed, scarred, and unwashed bodies. If only there were fewer freighters docking there, bringing real people from Byzantium, I could almost have made a home free of temptation. Free. As I made this place livable, or as much as it can be, I started hearing the whispers from the relay terminal. They told me to listen to the voices traveling through the ether to reach me, calling out to me to help them, alone, lonely, needing my help. I found a way to power down the transmitter. No more voices in the ether, and no more whispers! They fell silent. This was not me. It's not. I am not this foul thing that I have feared for so long. It was the voices in the ether trying to make me hurt others. But I was stronger than they, and I have defeated them. Them! I've already begun making plans to return to my home. Now that the Whispers are defeated, I can resume my life again. I can't wait to return. I miss my family and co-workers so much, especially Delilah. Gotta do a little bit of vaulting here to get to this one. And some extra ammo. Good view of the rest of the room. Ah, there's a bag I missed. Grab those tobaccorn ears. I think the way forward requires the tunnel at this point. Maybe? Right, no, that's actually something different. That was actually the way we came in. Yeah, this is the way we need to go. Before I go any further, pardon me, I think I want to ease up some of the weight here. It's mostly going to be weapons, right? Yeah. These things are heavy. Armor cleaver. Why am I carrying a second plasma rifle around? Hell, a third. You're the big heavy one, aren't you? Alright. I don't mind too much breaking these things down. I can, after all, get mods with them, and, yeah, like that. They sell for a pretty penny. Some more lootables here. Yeah, is there anything in this tunnel? Yes, there is. Glad I double-checked. Oh boy, is there ever. Oh. Grab all of those. Those are armor parts we can pick up. Some weapon parts. Service award. Okay, there we go. It's definitely good to double check the tunnel. Janitor. Bathroom. Some goodies here. Let me check the map real quick. Okay, so we've got 2 ways to go. That's where the objective is. Let's go this way first instead.
Done.
Another toss ball card. Let's make sure we get that out of the junk. Aaron Dubois. Popular tile goalie, Dubois frequently uses hacking to stop buddy goals. Alright, up we go. Geographic scanner mod. Oh, yeah, other side. There we go. Yeah, this is the second floor overlook, as it were. Could actually just jump over that, but if we need it as a sniper perch, that's an option. But yeah, we were able to just tack the terminal and shut all the bots off. Alright, and the rest of the rooms are through here, so...
Oh, gosh. He's dead, ain't he?
Smells like old blood.
Phrase journal, forgive me. I was so wrong! Wrong! The whispers did not stop. Not! They've returned. They howl at me, demanding I return home and bathe the streets in crimson. Bright crimson. Beautiful crimson. I can think of only one way to end this. And... Forgive me, Delilah. Poor bastard. At least he had the good sense to end himself before he ended anyone else. Relay control terminal passcode, I'll take that. Silencer, one-handed melee weapon. Could also have been called the Speedy Bleedy. It is automag pistol. Anything else in here before we use the terminal? Not immediately, no, okay. So that's the way we came in, and then there's this, oh yeah, no, we actually were in there, that's right, okay. All that's left to be done is what we came here to do. Pathways are synced, power is stable. Diagnostics report that 26 out of 28 arrays are functionally operational. Ping has been received from the groundbreaker. Untransmitted messages detected in memory cache. These messages will be downloaded to physical storage medium. Initiating copy sequence. Copy complete. All stored messages have been successfully transferred to the physical storage device. And, yeah, we're carrying it. This data cartridge contains a copy of all of the transmissions received by Relay GB23 while it was offline. Most transmissions from Earth are received and stored on one of Groundbreaker's relay stations. Their orbit places them at the edges of the Halcyon system, making them ideal for line-of-sight transmissions from the Sol system. That's, hours. Sol's the old Latin name for the sun. That's why we call it the solar system, S-O-L, Sol. Anyway, moving right along. That is exactly what I was wondering, Courtier. Although I don't think we can. I think that if we do turn it in at the Groundbreaker, though, they do give us another interesting bit of info that we can use. We'll, of course, be turning it in there anyway.
Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance?
Nope. Not there.
Mm-hmm.
So, back to the Groundbreaker.
Destination reached. The Groundbreaker.
Alright. Quick nap. Wake up quite thirsty. That's okay. We got some dehydrated water. And, food addiction, right? Yep. Canned salt tuna in brine. Salt tuna of the deep. May contain additional ingredients at no extra charge. Purple Berry Crunch. Contributes to a complete breakfast, now with 12% more crunch. Yeah, purple berry everything. Purple berry juice, purple berry wine, purple berry liqueur, purple berry crunch, purple berry lunch, purple berry fizzy tea. There's purple berry munch, the snack when you don't have enough time for a full purple berry lunch. And there's also the candy, purple berry bunch. Purple berry bunch, yeah. I suppose I could do that. This is what, a one-handed melee? She's already got the shock stick on. Where's Ellie? It's auto mag pistol. 142, huh? Speedy bleedy. Actually, I could actually leave that on the ship. I'll probably just forget that I did if I do so. Alright, yeah, let's give Ellie the speedy bleedy. And I think I actually want to, simply give Parvati this automag, just to swap the slot for the moment, is I actually want to give Ellie the shrink ray. And then the automag she was holding, I can give to Parvati. Since they're both one-handed melee and handguns. Alright. Yeah, and it's actually a perfectly reasonable idea to do exactly that. Just for whatever reason, I tend to not think of such things. I like to hold things on my person if I can. Alright, yeah, let's have some deep-fried Sisty Bits. It's the only item of that type, so I try to keep this list of consumables short. Okay. We can turn this in. I swear I will start putting Ellie in the party soon. I swear I will. Probably, swap out both party members for a bit. Yeah. Oh yeah, let's sell some things. Again, I'm not selling that. That's not what I'm holding on to it for. We can sell those. Do we have anything naughty here? Yeah, got some alcohol we can sell. And I think that's it. Yeah. Do I have need of a workbench? Nothing to modify. Unless we can... There we go. Give Vicar Max some extra armor there. Reactive Kinematic Shield Protector. When your health drops too low, this mod makes you temporarily invulnerable and increases your regeneration for a short time. This effect has a cooldown. And, Electrocharged Surface. This mod stuns and damages melee attackers. This effect has a cooldown. Yeah, none of those... Yeah, that slot isn't filled on any of these armor sets, but I think I'm still going to wait. Mods that do those things are few and far between. I'd rather save them for later armor sets. Oh, shit! Well, I wasn't expecting to see that back here. Auntie Cleo Food Service Automechanical Repair Manual. Warning, please follow all recommended safety protocols before maintaining or cleaning your unit. The ACSR F900 is equipped with anti-tampering subsystems which trigger a self-defense mechanism in the food preparation apparatus. Self-defense supersedes any pacifistic function. Please also remember to deactivate and remove all slicing, dicing, blending, filleting, chopping, deboning, or tenderizing apparatus prior to opening any access panels. It is critical that a spray of blood obscures the rest of the manual. Holy fuck. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna need these anymore. Holy shit. Don't mind us.
My comm center already got an update ping from the backup relay. I trust everything went smoothly.
Here's your data backup.
Thanks. That's odd. The only messages in the queue are encrypted ones. Looking at the transmission logs, the relay hasn't received a single unencrypted message in the past 36 months. Must be on account of some new security red tape. Well, whatever's the cause, the board and the Earth Minister will see it sorted. Thanks again for saving my derriere. I secured quite the payment authorization for you from Chief Junlei. Try not to spend it all in one place.
Nice. Well, we got that anyway. 1,500 bits. Groundbreaker reputation increased. Groundbreaker are now revering. I like the sound of that. Let's actually check the old reputation list. 80%. We are now at the same by title level as we are with Deserters and Spacer's Choice. Right now at the board we're 8% positive, 2% negative. That changes by very small amounts over the course of the whole campaign. That's a lot of nuts! Yes. Indeed, Courtier, indeed. Alright, so we got ourselves another perk, and I think I need to do something to improve my weight limit. You know what might actually be the best approach to this? Consumable weights, yeah, cut in half. Actually, we're always going to have two companions with us from this point on. So that might actually be better. I'm probably going to be doing both. I mean, let's be real here. Although, I got to admit, increasing the buying price from vendors is, like, huge to me, too. Actually, I think I have been sitting on junk. I have. As you've perhaps noticed, money does not come in large quantities in this game. Things are very expensive to buy, and you get very little from what you sell, so every bit helps. No pun intended. Well, let's see. At best, this will give me 52 something or others, and I believe that will give me 80, because I think it's 40 from each companion? I guess we're about to find out. Yeah, 80. So that's, that is the better option of the two. Okay, 10 points available again. So where are we putting them? Always happy to put more into lockpick. But something tells me it's time to invest a little bit more in tech. Alright, two of them have hit 50, so now it's putting points in them individually. Suppose we could get engineering up to the same 50. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Alright, getting more techie. So I will be calling it shortly. Gladys says the nav key we still need to buy. Yeah, we went to engineering. We checked on those, and we did hit up the bounty board, as it were. We took care of those. How many bits are we carrying now? 7,422. So, next time we'll be heading over to Roseway, where we can check out the distress call and try to find some things. And we will have some choices to make. There are certain missions that we can either complete naturally, or we can hold on to the more sensitive things and sell them to Gladys instead. So I will be, once again, putting some options up on polls next session. We could also visit Scylla, where we have a science weapon and a medical supply to get, although I know that we're going to have more reasons to go to Scylla later, and I'm not sure if I want to do them all at once or not. We will definitely 100% go to Roseway next session. That is definitely happening. Right, we also have the cleaning machine to get another member of the team going, to get Sam active. That's on Roseway. Yeah, that's on Monarch, so that's going to be a ways away. That requires us to buy the nav key as well. I don't know if we're going to make it to Monarch next session. I guess it depends on whether or not I decide to go to Scylla or not. Notably, there is actually quite a bit to do in Roseway. That is another, like, land on the surface of the planet, explore around, lots of people to talk to, towns to visit, that kind of deal. So that is, that may actually be the session in and of itself. I guess we'll just see how much time that takes, and if I end up with enough left, we can visit Scylla. Or not. We'll see what happens. But that's the itinerary. At this point, we've done most of everything we can do on the Groundbreaker. One of the Scylla missions needs to be turned in on the Groundbreaker, but other than that, to the best of my knowledge, we are done here. So with that in mind, actually we should be able to fast travel to the ship. Something I keep forgetting we can do. If we put the cursor on nothing, there we go. Yeah, this game never leaves you wanting for things to do. I very much like that about it. There's a very healthy number of missions without it being, like, overwhelming or exorbitant. Oftentimes you might have, like, 6 missions, but half of them all go to the same place and the other half all go to the same other place. So it's really not that overwhelming. It's a neat little extra chair there. So just to save us some time, next time, let's go ahead and land at Roseway.
We're now in orbit above Roseway, Captain.
Right, so again, this is the same planet as Edgewater. This is Terra 2. We're just over a different town. I can show you the region map real quick. You can see it's a completely different layout. This does not physically connect to Edgewater in any way, shape, or form. You can't, like, go off the edge of the map and end up in Edgewater in any way. But yeah, here's our landing pad. As you can see, it's a smaller area, but it's not trivial in size. There is definitely quite a few things out there. And that should keep us busy, and I will send Ellie out to do that with us. It will probably be Ellie and Max, I figure. So we tackle that. But yeah, for now, that is going to do it. Let me just make sure that...
We gotta talk.
Oh, okay.
This Roseway business smells. Something tells me things didn't end well for the guy who made the distress call. and whoever or whatever got him will be waiting for us.
Do we know anything about who sent the call?
What's there to know, Captain? Shady corporate town caught up in shady corporate shit. Tough luck for them, but maybe an opportunity for us.
Why wouldn't they just call for corporate reinforcements?
With a lot of these companies, the thrashing you take from your boss is worse than whatever a bunch of marauders will do to you. Doesn't exactly encourage calling for aid when there's a fuck-up.
Someone needs help, Ellie, and we're going to give it to them.
If you say so. I'm keeping a finger on the trigger all the same. Anyway, we might as well take a look out there, see if we can get the jump on whoever's waiting for us.
And we will do that next time. Bar cart, formerly the property of Frey, posthumously put to better use in your quarters. From the relay station. There are drinks and smokes it comes with, but whatever. Nothing new here. Alright, just so that we are not incapacitated at the start of the next session, let's go ahead and take our nap and have our... she's properly hungry, not just in need of satisfying the food addiction. So let's give her some food and not a caffeine drink. Something like, plain and pure water will do. Okay, and that ought to cut it. Let's do our manual save as we can on board the ship. I'll call it a session there. Those of you who watched this live, I greatly appreciate it. For those of you watching the VOD at some unknown point in the future, take care. Never forget to play. I will catch you next time.